Tonight tuko Kondele, where the deputy president was, and Migori. I think he visited also Migori. And then on the other hand, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga alikuwa Chungwa House receiving defectors to ODM party. So as we continue, tunaona farasi inaendelea kuwa mbili. The other Oka people, we are not sure where they are headed. I saw the headline saying that they are already tired of campaigning. Okay, so let's have a conversation of what has happened over Deputy President's Nyanza tour and Raila's campaign, which involves yesterday he received the Kamba Nation, and today he received defectors from Mount Kenya, we are told, from Meru and some other parts of Mount Kenya. So talk to us. Let's have a conversation. I know there are also emotive events that have happened today. May just ask you to give your concise opinion without allowing your tempers to fly, because it doesn't help for us to condemn violence and be violent on the media platforms like this. Because sometimes we have chosen to be violent on media platforms like this, and we wonder whether is it even necessary to condemn the violence on the ground. So let's be sober, let's discuss, and we just as even those who are on the ground are seeing things from a different perspective, us also who are watching from using our media platforms could be having different opinion. And so it's good, it's okay to differ, but it's good to listen to each other. That is how we build a progressive nation. So welcome. I've seen client 13173 who happened to be Ruben. I don't know why he transmogrified his name to client 13. Derek Okomo, welcome. Henry Odari, welcome. For those who may not be able to join the studio, you can join us through the comment section. Give us your comment of the two events that have been happening today. And be gracious to give us ideas, not abuses. Because if you give me good comments, I will share with the public. If it's abuses, nitafunga macho na ipite. Sawa sawa. Client, how are you?
I'm fine, eh?
I missed you
Very
so
fine.
much, bwana. Umepotelea wapi?
Mekuwa tu around.
Yeah, you are a very important pillar of this this Mtembei TV.
Yes, I have been following.
When you are around the discussion floors, don't mind even if we ask you too many questions. That is the aim of us being here. We want more answers from you. Maybe you have more information. That's why sometimes we ask you too many questions. So what is your okay, tuambie, how are you? Unajua umepotea sana. Aje ni kuamkue kwanza.
I'm very fine. Mi nimekuwa tu around tu. Kiasi ni shughuli.
Today you look humble. What is happening? Today you look humble.
I'm not too much humble, but I'm just there hapo katikati tu.
Uko tu hapo katikati? So what is your take on Kondele? Is it a successful venture? We have seen Deputy President addressing Mammoth Rally, contrary to the expectation that maybe it's not a good ground for him. So I think fairly we are doing well 2021, better than maybe 2017 backwards, isn't it? We just need to improve on a few things in our rallies, and we get it right. There's quite some tolerance. I think
this is a total.
Sikuski, unasema? I think you have a network problem. Huh? Ruben, you have a network problem? Can I move to someone else as you fix?
Yes? Oh, bado sijaongea. I'm still listening you.
Yeah, I was just making an intro as I wait you to start now. Tell us about Kondele. I was just giving you a background. Okay. I think he has a challenge with the network. Amo, how are you? Amolo.
I'm fine, Mr. Wekesa. How are you?
I'm good. You're welcome, brother.
You can hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, my observation, Ruto in Nyanza, I think, because me personally, I come from Kisumu County. So, I don't think, okay, I know during campaign, people will come out as long as there is a noise that is moving around. It will attract attention of the people, and people will come out to see what is going on. That is obvious. But for me personally, as I know or as I understand, I know the people of Kisumu or the people of Nyanza, because based on the political history for those years that we have tried so much, at least to make sure that Raila wins a presidential election. That one will not change until maybe the day that he will retire from politics. But as long as Raila is still there on the front line, that one will not change, I can tell you. It will not change, because we are also looking at the history of somebody from the beginning. This person, what has he done? What are some of the development what are some of the fights that he has done so that the people of Nyanza or Kisumu can see, you see, rather than just giving out promises. Because for the last 9 years, if we are honest, if I want to be a president and I've been in the government for those years, and at no single point that you in the government, you went and initiate a project that people saw you as the deputy president bringing something that no one has ever brought there. I can take you back 2018 after the handshake. If you do your own analysis very well, since 2018, you can see a lot of things that have been done. Things like railway. We have other projects like Kisumu Port. Those are some of the things that were not there since the political differences started in this country. So you can see at least some of the development, if Raila can get that opportunity to lead this nation, you can see things that can open up. But if you're just a person who just wants votes and come with the promises that you know very well you're not going to implement, you just want to vote, then it becomes hard, because we also need to interrogate you as an individual. What have you done to these people, the same people that you once called militia? What have you done to them?
Okay, let me ask you a direct
What
question. What do you think caused unrest in Kondele?
Okay, about the unrest, I'm not sure what caused, because for me, I've tried to look at the video. I've not seen where it has been captured that someone was throwing stones. I've not seen any form of violence that was there. What I saw is just fracas after the tear gas was thrown. But I've not seen anybody throwing stone. I've not seen anybody vandalizing a vehicle. So I don't know where that violence came from, that notion of violence came from. But what I saw is just a commotion after the tear gas was thrown. So maybe if anybody has an evidence of a video or a picture of somebody throwing stone, then I can comment. But without any evidence around that fracas, I don't know.
You don't have people on the ground to tell you what went on?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, according to what I see from the stream media,
what is your take
there was
on
some kind of plans, because you remember at my take on
what happened at Chungwa house? Was
my
Baba
take on
receiving real defectors from Mount Kenya?
okay, for that, or defectors from Meru.
Yeah.
The
Is it
defectors from
network
Meru.
or what?
Okay, for me, my take on that is that at least your network is okay.
Are you done?
About Meru defectors, can you hear me?
You're talking and breaking. I don't know what's happening. Mwango, how are you?
Yes, hello.
You can hear me right now?
I'm just testing whether it's his mic or yours. Client, how are you? Now, if I'm testing mic and you just wave me now, I can't see you.
I'm
Talk
very
to
fine,
me.
sir.
I want to see where the problem is. How are you?
You are very clear, sir. I'm okay, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
Amolo, let me go to client. We will come back to you. I think there is a network problem on your side.
okay. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Let me first of all begin by saying that today is a very sad day. We had seen other meaning of handshake at the Azimio la Umoja. It is a fake thing. It is full of hypocrisy. It is full of intolerance. And the road of impunity at the war road we will always see him. And I was saying another day, hata fisi ukimshukua umpake mafuta umweke katikati ya kondoo na ujaribu kuambia watu huyu ni kondoo, ile tu juu ya tamaa yake itafika mahali tutaona. We saw Raila Odinga in Eldoret. Very happy, even I wondered, na nikakuwa na shuku and I supported this hadi hii mambo ya umoja. But today we have seen the real man, the real warlord, the real surely I will advise the Kenyans to be careful. And I
So
have
where
been
does
saying
Raila
this
Odinga
again.
come in? I think you had addressed the people of Kondele, not Raila Odinga. He was in Chungwa House. So can you go direct to the point? The person who was on the
Wekesa,
ground was William Ruto and the Kondele guys. So what happened?
Wekesa,
Unless if you have
Wekesa.
information that Raila Odinga organized the mayhem, then we need to hear that. But you don't just start throwing statements. You know, these are security issues, my friend, and we need to go straight to the point. At least if we talk
Wekesa,
facts, we will be okay.
Wekesa. If violence happened in Eldoret when Raila was there, definitely 100% Ruto was to be blamed. And if the same violence have happened in Kondele, Kisumu, we cannot blame anybody else. Let us not bribe ourselves. Let us not cheat ourselves. To come here take so many time, a lot of time tukijaribu kupaka mtu mafuta. It is really organized and his supporters are never tolerant to any political differences. And that has
But I
been
thought
nature
they were
of
your
these
supporters
people.
because they came
And
to
I will
your rally.
always tell
They
you,
were not Raila supporters. They were your supporters. They came to
no,
your rally.
huu ulikuwa mpango umepangwa, na kuna watu hawawezi kubali kusikiza any different opinion even a single minute. And if you want to have a very good example, go to Kibira Katwekera, go say anything else apart from Raila, my friend, you will die that day. So let me tell you, the nature of these people since 2007, 2013, 2017, we have seen. And if people are thinking there is something handshake to bring peace in this country, please, we as the whole Kenyans, as whole Mount Kenya, as whole voters, the whole country, we have seen the people wenye tunadanganywa na wao. And I'll tell you this will have impact on
Let
Raila
me ask you.
any issue in this country. And
Why do you
yes,
think, Ruben? Because I see I'm not here to proclaim your hatred. What I'm asking, why do you think you have so much passion on the violence in Kondele and you didn't have any passion for violence in Kenol and Narumoru and Kithurai? Why do you think you have that passion and because is it a script you want to continue?
I have said this, and not once, not twice, but so many times. Anywhere Raila Odinga step, there must be violence. Hakuna mahali yeye hukanyanga kunakosa
Raila was
violence.
not in Narumoru. In Narumoru, it was deputy president. In Kondele today, it was deputy president. So I don't know what you are saying.
Now, in Narumoro we know ni akina Kanini Kega, wao ndio walipanga. Unaona? So, na wanapanga ili kuonyesha Ruto ni mbaya. Wacha nikwambie Wekesa.
But people who were captured on the phone talking about those issues were different, were not even from Kanini Keka's side. I think you have just chosen side. Huh?
Wekesa. We may take
anyway,
a century
I want
hapa.
information to come out. If you come out with the real information, I will give you a chance to talk. But if you just conjecture and have information, if you have real information, I'll give you a chance to talk.
We may take a century hapa kudanganyana, kupaka mtu mafuta. But huyo mtu mwenye tunapaka mafuta one day atajipaka
we are not here to condemn a person. I'm not here.
So,
Skia. I think Ruben, let's go straight to the point. We are not here to condemn Raila ama Ruto. We are talking about instance. In fact, we need to condemn voters themselves. They are the ones who cause violence. So we need to talk to, they are the ones listening. We need to talk to youths in Kondele, talk to youths in Arumoro, talk to youths in Kithurai. You will miss the point, my brother. if you just see everything in the eyes of Ruto or Raila?
By the hand of
Can
who?
we generally talk what
I'm
happened in Kondele? And not, it didn't happen in any other region.
who is
Why?
who is behind this violence? That is the question I would like you to answer. It is the same person na fingerprint zake zinapatikanaga huko.
Okay, give us evidence, because that is incriminating. Huh? That comes with evidence. Give us evidence.
Now, Wekesa, we are citizen of this country. Tumekaa hii nchi kwa muda mrefu sana. We know the history. So
that is not evidence.
Huyu mtu hawezi change. Uhuru anajaribu kumpaka mafuta, but it is nonsense. Anything.
Okay, so maybe to answer him. Maybe to answer him, maybe I could ask him, can he remember the day Sonko said that during 2017 presidential election, can he remember when Sonko said that they used to
I'll play for him the video right now. Let him say akimaliza kwanza. Because we are here, you see, this is a public forum, and we don't need to propagate hatred for nothing.
Yes.
We are here.
Okay,
if we have violence, we condemn real violence. And if we know groups which are organized and violent, we condemn them. But you don't just come here and lump it on somebody. If you ask the evidence and you tell us history, and which history, because if people want to tell you history with evidence, they have. So we don't want blank imagination history. Some of the issues you are talking, Songo came here and he told us how
before you proceed, kindly.
Vehicles and then branded the t-shirts, and then so if you don't have the detailed information, Ruben, you cannot tell us that that person was doing this. We are here to feed on the right information and help transform our society from violent acts. But if we just create some conjectures and innuendos, it doesn't help. I know I don't agree maybe with the DP, but I will not just lump on him and say, okay, this is what he did, unless I have evidence. You may also not agree with Raila, but maybe it's not Raila. And if you have to associate Raila with it, then you need evidence, because at this time, when properties are being destroyed, we need information that can guide us on who are these perpetrators of violence. Okay, let's have Mwango.
I think it is my turn. I'm sorry, I'm not myself.
Yeah, it was Derek and then Mwango.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Wekesa, for this wonderful opportunity. And first of all, I want to say the topic that we are discussing right now is Ruto in Nyanza vis-a-vis Raila at Chungwa House. And that is the main point that we are discussing. And unfortunately, the client who had just talked, he has left again. And that is very dangerous to attack someone in such a platform, because, you know, we are addressing a number of people. There are those people who are watching from different places. But I want to say, currently I'm addressing this issue.
Before you begin even, I said that in my opening remarks. I said, now we will not be different from those even guys who are attacking people on the ground, because if I can attack someone here on the television, it means if I'm on the ground, I can still attack him. So exactly. Can we come up with information that helps?
Exactly. Now, concerning, let me begin with the tour that currently our friend or the respected person, that is Honorable Ruto, the tour that is now taking place in the Nyanza. I want to say the man was actually welcomed well, he was received well, and up to this particular moment, we can't say that Honorable Deputy was not received according to his ways. But due to the fact, we talked of fact on what was happening in the ground and what we get in social media, and maybe the reports that we get from social media platforms. What causes the chaos in Kondele was not different apart from the security officers. Before Honorable this call for the security officers to actually manage the peace, you remember, or you were able to see someone carrying wheelbarrow and then shouting UDA, UDA. And that was a clear indication that the people in that particular area, if not all of them, but a good number, were happy with him. To rebrand that wheelbarrow and name it UDA, it is a sense that in that particular group, there is one person that has got interest in the party. At the same time, in the principle, I know maybe we have got teachers, we have got different people. A teacher should target a learner, and that is also in the politics. In politics, you can't target the 100% vote, but at least you can target a vote in a particular place. I don't know whether you understand my point. It is either you target a vote, but not 100% votes. Because in the same place, there's someone who supports Raila, but that doesn't support Ruto. But now, concerning the chaos, you see people are following Ruto all the way. They were shouting, they were very happy. He even promised them some good amount, some good tokens, some good projects, and people are very happy. But now, all of a sudden, because I was able to see what's happening, all of a sudden, I just abruptly, you see people shouting, people are running away. People are running away because of there was tear gas being dispersed. But someone throwing stone, I never saw someone throwing stones. At the same time now, if you check on the photos that were being used, that someone is throwing stone, was someone, like there was one of the MP was being victimized for being a participant in that particular place of maybe those who are throwing stones. But that was a photo that was used long time ago during funeral. But now someone used it that it was something that's happening place in the same place. So you wonder why someone is taking the photo of a long time ago and then bring it in the present that it is something that is taking place. And that is why it goes, and I can confidently say that the chaos that was taking place in Kondele was planned by the same people of UDA. Because if the people of Kondele could not allow him to speak, they had blocked. Okay, sorry, come up again.
I'm saying, why do you think it was UDA?
Okay, the reason why I say it is UDA who planned the victim, the chaos. It was because if people of Kondele could not agree that they did not want DP to speak, they could have blocked that road on the way even before he arrived. But the crowd followed him up to the junction, the roundabout. The crowd followed him and they were all happy with the DP. And then all of a sudden, you see the securities throwing tear gas. So you wonder why you throw tear gas, and yet people are in peace. People are feeling well. They are able to see DP addressing people. And by the way, some of them were even longing to greet DP. They were struggling. And the same securities, your securities throws tear gas to them. what kind of politics is that? And then you claim that it is Honorable Raila who is planning for that. And by the way, Raila was not in the venue. Raila was organizing his politics on the other side, in Chungwa house on the other side of Ukambani.
Have you seen the statement of IG?
Sorry?
Have you seen the statement of IG?
The statement, yes, the statement of IG.
What is your take?
Okay, now, concerning, like, formally before let me explain. When before the Masujade that was held in Kirinyaga, you remember Raila was in Meru Maua. And during the time when he had got tour, when he reached a place called Runyenjes, that is just close to Embu. You remember a group of youth, and then, it was like what you have, what makes you to speak. The security that Raila had, he had to speak because he was secured. And by the way, there's some comments that were flowing. They were victimizing and saying that it was Ruto who planned for the blockage. But none of them had got evidence to support that it was Ruto who had blocked them, of which I know Ruto could not do that. So the problem that we have, the problem that the politicians has, or the voters, as the common wananchi, we generate the problem and then we complain that the problem maybe was driven by other person. It is the same soldiers, the insecurities were the one who was doing that. And by the way, that photo, I want you to check that photo well, if you have it, that photo. That vehicle they are using, the environment is not even Kondele. That was in the other side of Kericho. Just check, you will see the tea plantation.
Jioni ya leo kusema ya kwamba
Okay, just hold on, there's a clip.
Lalamika kuhusu safari yetu ya Kisumu ama safari ya Nyanza. Kwanza kabisa mimi mwenyewe nataka niseme safari yetu imekuwa safari mzuri sana kuanzia siku ya jana. Tumekuwa na mkutano zaidi ya 4 jana jioni kuanzia saa 8. Leo tumeamka asubuhi, tumekaribishwa sana na watu wa Kisumu, aswa vijana wa bodaboda na vijana wa area wa Kisumu. Walikuja kule hotelini wakatuchukua, na walikuwa wengi sana, na tumekuja kwa njia ya taratibu sana. Tumefika kule before hapo, tukafanya mkutano mkubwa hapo. Tumeingia pale Juakali, tumefanya mkutano mkubwa sana. Tumeingia Kisumu katikati town, tumefanya mkutano mkubwa sana. Mimi nataka niseme kwa niaba yangu, nataka niseme wananchi wa Kisumu, wananchi wa Nyanza province ni wangwana sana. Although hiyo kasoro kidogo umeona pale Kondele, ni viongozi wa county na wanasiasa wengine hapo kidogo, sijui walitumanishiwa pesa na nani. Lakini ya kunishangaza sana na yani sijui hata ndaiwekelea aje, imenikera sana, ni kuona spokesman wa polisi, spokesman msema wa polisi. Wajinga walipungua Kenya, wewe spokesman wa polisi. Tumekuwa na polisi wale wadogo wenye mnatumianga hao vibaya, wangwana wenye wanajua ni nini ilifanyika. Ukisema ati watu walikuwa wanang'ang'ania pesa, pesa ilikuwa wapi? Empowerment yetu tupeanange pesa kwa kiwanja, ama kuna taratibu yake, iko na record, iko na mambo inafuatwa. Spokesman wa polisi mzima, badala ulize polisi hata wale wadogo wenye walikuwa kwa ground ni nini imefanyika, unasema ati ni maneno ya pesa. Pesa inaingilia wapi kulinga gari? Mpaka mnalinga gari, mpaka wanalinga gari ya naibu wa rais. Pesa inatokana wapi na mwenye kutoa pesa? Kama ingekuwa maneno ya pesa, wenyewe kwa wenyewe wangepigana baada hata ya masaa mawili wakigawa pesa. So mimi nataka niambie wewe spokesman wa polisi, uacha kumislead Kenyans na uache kufanya biashara ama kufanya kazi yenye hujapewa na mtu. Najua umejaribu kumanage vitu mingi kwa muda mrefu. Mara wanasema sijui alikuwa amepanga, sijui ilifanyika nini. Mimi mwenyewe nimekuwa Kisumu kwa muda mrefu na watu wa Kisumu ni marafiki yangu sana. Mimi kwanza nataka niambie wa Kenya, kama kuna watu wangwana, kama kuna mkutano ama rally, mkutano niliona kwa mwaka huu na mwaka jana, sijaona mkutano mzuri kama yenye tulikuwa na leo Kisumu. Na mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa Kisumu, pongezeni sana na karibuni sana. Mtembee popote Kenya hii na mfunze viongozi wenu ya kwamba haisaidii chochote kununua vijana na 3,500 ama 2,000 warushe mawe. Raila Odinga alikuwa Eldoret, for your information kama wenye hauna habari. Mimi mwenyewe nilifanya mobilization kwa sababu ninajua namna ya kufanya mobilization yetu ya Eldoret, na akakaribishwa na tulitaka kumuonesha hiyo heshima, lakini viongozi wachache wa eneo hili ya Nyanza wamesahau kudanganya raia. That's why unaona wananunua vijana warushe mawe. Tumeletea vijana kile tuko nacho na tumewapatia waelewe ni nini tunataka na tumewahusia sera zetu. Na ndio tunasema hata Raila Odinga hauze sera zake Kenya mzima. Kalonzo Musyoka asunguke, kila mtu auze sera zake, alafu raia wataamua. Lakini kwa heshima sana mimi nataka niseme pongezi sana wakaji wa Kisumu. Hakuna watu wangwana nyinyi. Msistuke, mimi naona watu wengi wanajisumbua wanasema hatuko na mpango mbaya, hii maneno imetokea sijui wapi. Mimi nataka niwaambie sisi wenyewe ndio tumekuwa wa ground, tunajua nyinyi ni watu wangwana. Wewe spokesman wa polisi, tumia akili kidogo. Wacha ukumbavu.
Okay. Now I've gone through. I was keenly listening.
Yeah, okay. Kindly finish up so we go to Mwango. Kindly finish up. We go to Mwango. Derek. Ama amehang tena. He's having some network challenges. Huh? Okay, let's proceed. Mwango, give us your take. He will finish when he comes back. Mwango, you're on mute. Is somebody hearing Mwango? Mimi simski. What's up? Okay.
People telling you not one. We were in Duane's own county, where the former governor and the current governor are both supporting. And it's only Duane, they almost the entire county.
Yeah, kindly ukiingia kwa studio, mute your mic. I thought somebody was talking, kumbe ni background ya nani? RM. So, okay. Quite a number of people are having challenges with network. Let me go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, what is your take? You have heard from Sudi, you watched news or you watched clips or what happened in Kondele and parts of Kisumu, and then you also have seen what happened at Chungwa house. So what is your take?
I think these are just a political gimmicks. And what happened, to be sincere, is not good. And I think we can say that Honorable Raila did that, or the group of Honorable Ruto did that. this is just tabia tu ya Wakenya. Wakenya wenye hawana tabia mzuri. They don't want to welcome. They want just to follow what others are saying. You know, the way I've heard even from Sudi is that these people they were welcome, and the other time also welcome Raila in Eldoret. But now I'm seeing that the people from Nyanza, some, not all, there are some individuals. They have these tendencies of, I think they like enjoying tear gas. That's why they like picking stones, throwing, in order to make police start now chasing them. So, but now, that is not the direction. They should learn how to behave. They should know that this generation is not in that category. Here in Kenya, we are far. We are a democratic nation, and we don't need to be chasing each other up and down. 2022 will come and will pass. And the position here is that if you injure your colleague, what will be your benefit? Because of just someone. So my advice to our brothers and sisters from Nyanza is that we are all Kenyans. We are all human beings. And we are here for a season. Let us cooperate, unite, and we leave other things. There are brothers who are trying to say that maybe these were the wounds of Ruto, what. The thing happened. Everybody saw. And
Okay. Is it raining everywhere?
it was not
I can't hear you.
twice. It was not twice.
Kuna
Kimi
mtu
Wanjiki the other time also was stoned. So I don't know what.
Okay.
I thought. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're breaking. I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether it's
so I think
the rest
there is
of the guys. Are you hearing him?
I can hear him well. I can hear him well, Wekesa. Mimi namsikia.
Oh, sawa,
okay.
maybe it's sawa, proceed.
Amepotea. Nasikiki sasa Wekesa. Your friend is lost.
Hata mimi nikipotea utanisaidia sasa. Nimeona I'm also breaking off. Sisikii watu wote. I don't know. Unajua kumenyesha huko. I think the network is very unstable.
I think I'm the most favored. Niko karibu na State House. Sasa yangu inaonekana ndio poa. Nyinyi wote.
Hey, you are very clear and loud.
Actually, I'm surprised. I have a very good network today. Nashinda kwa nini?
Yeah, I convert it. Mwango.
Thank you.
Mwango. You had started talking and then the network disappointed you. Are you okay? This is key Mwango.
Unmute Mwango hii watu Wekesa hii watu wanafanya mchezo. They should unmute. Wanaongea vitu yao tu. They should look at their apparatus.
Yani leo ni kama and Mwango is not new on this platform.
Mwanga amekunywa murusik leo, amani mute, wacha mambo yake hiyo.
No, for him I think it's network. Iko unmute nikiangalia from the back. It's unmute. I don't know.
Hao watu wanajua kucheza na mitambo. Mimi si. Unaona anacheka, anatusikia, atengeneze mitambo yake.
Mwango, what's happening bwana? Today you are letting me down. Let me see. Okay.
Boss, I'm sorry. Nilipoteza network pole, lakini I'm back.
Ayamaliza point yako kabla ikupoteze tena.
Hello, Wekesa.
Umeona Mwango ulikuwa unanienjoy, you are very clear.
Mwango alikuwa na kuenjoy Wekesa. Mwango alikuwa na tuenjoy. Niliona, naona anacheka, alikuwa na tuenjoy.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, for the last 50 minutes we I've been fighting with people at network. I don't know what's happening today.
Wekesa amepotea. Patriot?
Hapana.
Okay,
wewe Mwango, Mwango ongea, tunakusikia. Mwango ongea. Please ongea Mwango, continue Mwango. I will coordinate
Mwango, hold on just for a minute. Derek maliza your nini in 2 minutes because you had already almost concluding. Derek,
in 2 minutes in 2 minutes. I can't proceed more than 2 minutes. Now, yes. I was addressing this issue of someone speaking.
Who should be talking? Wekesa?
For him, he was talking, then he dropped off. I wanted just him to conclude. Then for you, you are giving a submission because you have not submitted.
Wekesa, so, I'm not hearing you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Now, thank you for that time. Now, I was addressing this issue of the chaos that took place today in Kondele. I was relating it to what took place in Runyenjes, just near Embu, when Raila was in his journey, the 3 days visit in Mount Kenya region. That before Masuja Day. Now, if you check the two incidents, we mistake these politicians that they are the one who organized the war or the chaos that's taking place between these common wananchi and maybe the opposition leaders or the opponents. Like today, what took place in Kondele, I can say and confidently that Raila did not participate. Neither those in ODM participated, because it was Ruto who was on their place. The kind of welcome that the way was received in Nyanza region actually tells me that those people loved Ruto. But what causes chaos in that particular place was the security officers who were throwing tear gas just to suspend people, and then they complain. That was political sympathy. They were just wanted to actually to make a place outspot that the Luos doesn't want Ruto, but that is not the case. That is what I know. That Raila did not participate in that chaos, and he has got nothing to do. We can't blame that Raila participated. As some people were saying that maybe they bought some people, they were paid some token of money so that they can they can participate in causing chaos. And I just know, by the way, according to my view, Ruto was that of a bad end. What he was promising people, the crowd was, there was too much that he could not accommodate and give money as he was promising. So what he had to do was to cause chaos amongst themselves, then they ran away. That is what he did. And I'm done.
Okay, I'll wait for someone to rebuttal. Mwango, what do you think? ndio wasiseme Wekesa ako biased. Leo peana maoni yenu. What do you think? That conclusion is provocative. The problem Mwango today ako tu hapo kama bubu, simsikii, hanisikii. Who is supporter of UDA here? Hauna swali? Mwango,
Wekesa,
today I think you are
I'm not hearing
multitasking.
you.
No, you're multitasking. Are you listening to kina?
Mwango, stop doing research here. Wewe concentrate kwa mambo ya platform kwanza, ndio utafanya research baadaye bwana. Ni nini Mwango? Wacha
Sifanyi
kujifanya na
research.
network iko poa.
Sifanyi research, sisikii Wekesa kabisa akiongea.
So why only you?
Simsikii kabisa.
Na mimi nakusikia. Unanisikia?
Unamsikia Patriot wewe?
Mimi nasikia Wekesa very, in fact all of us are very clear other than you Mwango. Wewe Mwango uko wapi? Kwa sababu wewe ndio upatikani sasa. Kila mtu tunasikizana vizuri sana.
Imagine
maybe the rest can speak. He has got problem.
Let me put you on hold. Wakati utanisikia vizuri ndio utaongea.
Ukimaliza research Mwango ukuje, haina shida, ni research unafanya, haina shida.
Okay, Patriot, what is your take?
Well, hello my fellow panelists. Sorry, I started on a light note. It's not my manners, but you excuse me. I'm still a Kenyan. Habari ya kila mtu. I hope today the network has been so good for me, and I want to take advantage of that today. Allow me to jump straight to today's discussion by saying the following. Today's scenario depicts a lot of, it gives out a lot of meaning and definition in as far as our politics is concerned. First and foremost, I wouldn't want to immediately jump to a conclusion on who perpetuated today's violence in Kisumu. The main reason is this. Kondele is a very unique place. And as far as Nyanza and Kisumu, dynamics are concerned. Kondele, first and foremost, that's a very historical position. That's a very historical spot point that has so much to do with where we have come from. In as far as election and rigging and fairness is concerned, we've lost a lot of lives around there, and it forms a lot of historical, landmarks, landmark stakes that defines where we have come from. So I want to say this: Kondele incident is a very unique incident in as far as our, peaceful election is concerned, and I want to believe that it's a complex matter that any serious fair thinker will take some time before he concludes on what really happened. But one thing that seems to be clear from my standpoint is that the Luo Nyanza people welcomed the DP very well. The reception that he was given was quite overwhelming. I was excited. I was impressed. And quickly what I saw is that clearly the crowd do not necessarily mean numbers that support you. Because it made me start thinking on how Raila Odinga got a lot of supporters in Eldoret, wherever he's gone, but specifically Eldoret. I came to the realization that the numbers that turn out in a political, dispensation when you're campaigning like this have several reasons why they appear. One, they will be coming to be excited to see you. They are excited to see probably how you have dressed and what you want to say. So that's one thing that I started realizing on seeing the numbers that turned out in as far as the crowd that welcomed the DP was concerned. It was exciting. Personally, I was impressed. It was peaceful. And when you looked at the online, most of the people were very happy, and they kept on giving credit to the Nyanzans who turned out in big numbers to actually welcome the DP. I was excited. That's the kind of a country and Kenya that we want to live, where everybody tolerates, allows his opposing views coming from a leader and welcome to their house, let them speak the way we want. This is the kind of a country that we want to live. However, when this turned out, first I was taken aback. That was a surprise. And that's what I'm saying. When you look at the trajectory of how the reception was from yesterday up to today, that does not, today's incident does not really give me the impression that Nyanza people are violent. No, either there is something that happened which requires a little bit of research. But if I may allude to that from my thinking, one, I think there is a bit of
But even for today, also I also watched and I saw that he made his speech and even said the final word, and violence came after the speech. I don't know what happened, so proceed. I just wanted to comment that.
Thank you, Wekesa. That was a very keen observation. Yes, I did see that, but there were several clips that have a different projection on really what happened, because cameras were taken differently. But I think you're right that he even said inawatakia njema na Mungu, something like that, and then as he was leaving, I saw that. Then the violence broke out. So what am I trying to say? I think there is some element of stage managing that, in my view, because if it was about violence, there should have been some element of consistency from the way it was received, which we don't see. Because if you want to depict a character in somebody's behavior, I mean, a behavior in somebody's character, then there is one trend that must come out very clear. Repetition. You know, there must be a repetition. There must be a trend, which does not seem to come out clear here when you look at the reception the DP got. I don't seem to see that. This came as an abrupt incident, and unfortunately, something I heard is that the intelligence had been briefed of this. So I don't know whether they ignored that deliberately, or they downplayed for it to win the political, mileage that it intended to. But generally speaking, I want to say, from my standpoint, we don't advocate for violence. That's not our way of doing things. And you can see even on our platform here, we really warn people on what kind of language they use. We don't advocate for violence. In the modern Kenya, we want people to compete on ideas. However, we also have to, to bear in mind that we have several levels of layers on how Kenyans react to situations. The civilization layer is not the same. We have the upper class, we have the middle class, we have the vulnerable. We have people who are so much in difficulties to put their context of mind together on how to design a situation. So I want to believe that the situation of Kondele is a little bit complex, and it would be very premature of me to actually say who to apportion the blame to. Thank you.
I have projected something on the screen. I think you have gone through that letter.
I have not. The item, the equipment I'm using, my brother, is not very visible, and I'm out of my
I'm
main
not saying
center.
right now. I was just saying maybe you have come across it today.
Yeah, I am saying the kind of a gadget I'm using.
Okay.
I am not able to read that actually. That's the reason I'm saying.
But
you can, yeah, exactly. So lastly, then before I'll let you go, I get back to the panel. The point I wanted to say is this: it is true there is some bit of there's some gray of there's some gray of footprints that shows a suggestion of one group wanting to get sympathy by portraying another one as violent. and yeah, I'm just trying to be a neutral analyst. It is possible that politics has played the order of the day in as far as the clip of Kondele is concerned. So I think in a day or two there will be clarity on what really happened. But generally, violence is something that I don't stand for, and I actually ask Kenyans to shun it for us to have a peaceful election. Thank you.
Yeah, just one. Or you have talked about maybe in terms of there's a debate going on in terms of the pictures that were shared. Now people are asking if truly there was violence and there was a stoning. Why should we use the photos of stones year 2019 and not the current one? What happened today? Then people have an issue of the place where the vehicles that were stoned were, because the background, some say it is not, the background is not Kisumu. So I don't know. I don't know if you saw that.
A quick one, Wekesa. The live video of where that happened, it is clear there were policemen who were giving protection to the DP, who seemed to be on what you call a bird's eye view of that, and we could see some of them making shots down. That is very clear, and you can see whoever took the main video.
Patriot.
Yes.
Mr. President, if you're going to log in, this is an international forum. Do you want to sleep and then your background? Do you want us to see all that background? I think you need to change your, yeah.
Haven't seen what is happening. Let me check. Yeah, kindly let's be decent. Let's be decent. People are watching. If you are naked, don't put on your video. I've seen people do drama on this Nini. Let's take it as a normal channel. Kindly. This is not a private channel where you can do anything. It's a public channel. Okay, proceed, Patrick.
Oh, I thought I was naked. Sorry. Somebody. Okay. Wekesa. So what I was saying is that Wekesa, when you look at the pictures from different perspectives, there was one that was taken from the bird's eye view, and from there you can see, I think a police officer making shots down there. I don't know whether they were live bullets or plastics or tear gas. So I wanted to believe that was the correct position, because quickly after the DP had finished doing the speech, as you correctly depicted in your assessment and observation, all chaos went out. But still, even after people ran, you will see people running back again, right? So my observation, Wekesa, is that there is a mixture of trying to blow the whole scene out of context, like magnifying it to make it a serious issue. But there's something I've seen from Wanjigi. There's something again observed from Wanjigi. So putting all these data together, I believe, Wekesa, without us doing much a thing on this, I think in the next 48 hours, the truth will actually come out. Because the intelligence have information, I think. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, we still remember it's Kondele. If they choose to be violent, they're very violent. I remember the time of repeat election when they said no, and no ballot boxes will pass here. They meant it. They slept even on the road. So if Kondele chooses to be violent, they can be really violent. I don't think today they they were in that mood. Maybe they were caught unaware. Okay, let's have This Mango person, I think I will skip him because he is having issues. Manrich, how are you? Kuna Manrich na Ochare, who came first?
I think Manrich came before me, so it is only in order that I give him time to contribute first.
Manrich, how are you?
I'm
Challenge
fine.
challenge imekuanga people reach here and then wanakuwa on other things, hawawezi concentrate. So you can proceed with your submission kindly. Proceed with your submission on what is your view on Ruto's Nyanza tour, and Raila received defectors from Chungwa House. I think that part most people are missing it out. I don't know if they didn't watch, Ama. Okay, you are still on mute, Manrich.
Oh, sorry.
Themba, tanisaidia kumoderate. People are struggling to hear me.
No, tunakusikia, hao ndio wako na shida zao.
Oh, network zao ndio. Me, I thought maybe I have a problem.
I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, let's have this guy before Manrich. If he's not... Ochare, just give your submission. Manrich akikuwa sawa tutamlink.
Hao ndio wako na shida zao, wacha waende wajispot kwanza.
Sijui kama niko...
Okay. If Manrich is not available, then
just
allow me proceed. I don't want to think that you have Wekesa, your network is having some challenges, but personally I can hear you clearly and very well. So I think there is a problem with the guys that are saying that your network has got issues. To start with the violence that happened in Kisumu, I just want to say that it was unfortunate, but largely the visit by the deputy president at the Lakeside City has been largely successful. That's a fact. But personally, I hold the view that all this thing has been stage managed. Because also, if you consider it, if you look at the manner in which the guys or the UDA members of parliament or even their supporters, they are trying to blow this out of proportion. And also, if you look at the fact that all these things began when the deputy president was towards the end of completing his speech. So it was thoroughly timed that the moment is towards the completion of the speech, then the chaos erupted. That is why I hold the view that it was stage managed for purposes of gaining some sympathy. However, violence cannot be, we should not tolerate it. It must be condemned. Whether it is stage managed, whether it was planned by the other side, it has to be condemned. Because at the end of the day, the picture that it leaves dents the name, the good name of Kisumu and any other place. And also it puts the country in a very dangerous place, considering the period we are in. We are in an electioneering period. The campaigns have come too much early, and a lot of things may happen if we are not careful. It may begin this way, then it spills over up to after the election. So to avoid that, we have to begin early. These things must be condemned. those planning and those who are those managing must be condemned in equal measure. Number two, about the Chungwa House incident, where Right Honorable received some defectors, is a good thing, but I don't see any much contribution it is going to make as far as the mountaineering activity is concerned. I don't see if it will have any much effect on the population, on the popularity of Right Honorable Raila Odinga on the mountain. So, as much as it is good, but on aspect of popularity, I don't see if it has any positive effect. Thank you.
Are you suggesting his popularity has reached menopause?
I'm not suggesting that his popularity has reached menopause,
yes,
but
on the mountain.
As far as the mountain is concerned, yes, it has reached menopause. It will not go beyond what he has now. That is my assessment, and I may be wrong. I may be wrong.
Akona ngapi saizi in your own assessment?
My own assessment, he has 30%, and I don't think if it can go beyond 30%. But that 30% is good for his presidential ambition going forward. It is good to note that the 30%, yes, is very good, and for his presidential ambition, it is okay. But it will not go beyond that. In fact, if we are not, if the supporters are not careful, it may drop.
Okay, sir.
So why do you think it rushed from somewhere 2%, 3% to 30%, then it stopped all of a sudden? Why?
I want to confess.
Although that is not our main topic, but just because we were talking about defectors. Yes.
Allow me confess. I am a very, very great supporter and a loyal supporter of Moses Kuria. And whatever Moses Kuria always says, I hold so dearly. And going by the recent research, maybe done by Honorable Moses Kuria and his team, they point towards that. So I will use that data as much as the growth of Raila's popularity at the mountain, as it has been gradual but consistent. However, where it has reached, that is the farthest he can go, 30%. But that is a fair popularity, and it will be very significant when it comes to when we go to the ballot next year.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yes, kuna swali?
Kuna swali tu, just for clarity, yeah. Who is speaking? If you may tell me, please. My phone is not. It's showing me very small.
Ochare. Someone Arem.
It's Ochare. Yes, Ochare.
Ochare.
Yes.
Yeah, Ochare, you sound a well-informed person, and we are the kind of people who want to reason with people who are informed, and I think it's good that I assume you can be able to actually explain further on some of the things that are not very clear from your submission, especially the last statement. When you say that you have an observation that Raila's popularity is up to 30%, that is okay. We don't want to agree that we are okay with 30%, but you quickly gives us a comfort zone. You are giving us a fodder by telling us that according to you, 30% is good for Baba, and you think that is the top cap, like it's been capped. my thing, I want you to come out clearly using the same scientific merit of your reasoning. I want you to use the same to explain why you think that is the maximum you can go for. And again, just the way Wekesa has asked you, what are the merits? What are the the markers that you think pointed to how Baba has improved from 3% to where is it? Please be clear on that so that we learn something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let me be very clear on this. I'm trying to say that we all know the kind of perception that has been created. We are not new, unless if you are a visitor in Jerusalem. We all know the kind of perception that has been created for all along. And Raila, Right Honorable Raila Odinga has really tried to climb the mountain. He has made significant progress. And in my own view, going by the data that was, I've told you that I'm very loyal and I'm a very loyal supporter of Moses Kuria. Going by the data that was released by Honorable Moses Kuria, of which, in my view, holds the truth, is that the support base of Raila Odinga at the mountain will not go beyond 30%. Unless if the Mount Kenya leaders themselves, those who have been really preaching bad against him, will come back and decant most of the bad names, or I don't know how I can put this, but most of the negativity they have for all that long associated him with, especially when it comes to the relationship or the extent to which his leadership may affect the businesses of the people of Mount Kenya. If that is addressed, then we can say that things may change, but it will not change much, considering that rewriting the narrative may take time and may also not be successful. So as at now, Raila sits comfortably at 30%. And if the narrative is not changed, it will be difficult for him to go beyond that 30%. But anyway, the 30% is good for his presidential ambition.
Ochare.
Yes.
I beg to ask a question. I noticed that the politics of numbers and numbers of politics is probably a foreign idea to you.
Okay.
In the basis of how you're commenting on what Moses Kuria said, you need to understand political polling in the backdrop of the politics of the time and the person talking. So in politics, and right now you're going to hear lots of that. I mean, there's going to be quite a number of polls that are going to be released by all manner of people. And so if you understand the politics of numbers and numbers of politics, then you will not strive or not have a strict loyalty to a politician giving you certain numbers. It is also interesting that a political player would be giving you numbers that you want to be faithful to. All right. The only time, because they say statistics is more about numbers, and numbers are easily manipulatable and sometimes incomplete, and they can be misleading. All right. Especially when they're political numbers. So for someone who understands the relationship between the two, the politics of numbers and numbers of politics, then you can learn to analyze them independently. Well, I agree with you in certain level, but I think it's rather you need to treat them with caution, especially when a politician is giving you certain numbers. I doubt if we can use that only to make a fact of statement, a statement of fact. Someone is not muted. I don't know who that is.
I'm following your contribution
Yes,
or your
Brian.
rebuttal.
Kindly
And,
mute.
Brian.
Yeah, you may want to mute. Is that okay? Yeah.
I have sorted it out. Then, but even as you talk about that, you need also to consider the same Moses Kuria talked about that Raila and Ruto are 50-50 in cost. So I don't know how that makes sense. Because I watched the whole clip by the way.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Just an observation. I think I'm picking a positive vibe from Mochare, and I would want to pursue it further. It might not be. He might not have given a very scientific observation, but what is given is generally what not a scientific poll, but what the general mood is. And me, I would look at it this way. I want to go beyond the mathematics. I want to go to the heart and mind of the people of Mount Kenya, and I would dissect them in three groups. One, there is the Mount Kenya that has always been flexible and near friendly to Raila, even in very hostile periods. And those are people, I can say, the people near Embu, Meru. They have never been very hostile. They are people who can easily vote for anybody. And they're always they're in Mount Kenya, but they're always almost independent of the Mount Kenya. They almost always decide to go the way. So that portion of a group from the population, you can pick maybe 10% of Mount Kenya as having come from that place. And if Raila can get that, then he has an assurance of 10% without much effort, because those are very near friendly. Then there is another group that is guided by their leaders, both cultural leaders and the incumbents. That is the people who Uhuru, Mount Kenya Foundation, and the Gema elders will tell their people that this is where we want to go. That group of people is there and are waiting for direction. And then there's the last lot. Unfortunately, it's the bigger lot, which is very, very conservative, and they have been radicalized against Raila since independence. In fact, Raila is just paying for the sins of his father. He was just born the other day, but the children of their children of their children of Mount Kenya people have been told, not Raila even as a person, but the Luo community is an enemy. So that group, it doesn't matter which politics you talk to them. Their mind was made in 1960 that they will never vote for anybody from the lakeside. That portion of that group of people is about 60% of Mount Kenya. So the target that Raila has been going to the mountain to seek, from my perspective, is 40%. He can get the 10%, and the leaders and the Uhuru and the foundation and the elders can help Raila get another 30%. So me, I can go slightly higher and say the highest he can go is 40%. Again, a disclaimer, it's not scientific, but that is the general observation I've made over time, and I've gone back to history to see how people have related to issues concerning the lake. Now, you will quickly come and tell me When Raila stood with Kibaki, they praised him, they called him Jamba and whatever. Of course, they were telling him that because it is their son he was supporting. So he cannot ride on that goodwill to say now the same will apply to him. So we need to be very, very candid with each other as far as Mount Kenya is concerned on the issue of acceptability of Raila as a person and his background and the history. I don't know whether I should now go to the Nyanza issue, but the Nyanza issue, I'm not very comfortable talking about it because it is so complex to me. I'm thinking of start managing, but I'll be hurting people who feel they were offended by that. I'm thinking of Kondele people having had the father being called Mganga, and they were waiting for a moment to retaliate. I'm thinking of, there are very many versions I'm thinking, so I don't have a clear one. So I wouldn't want to talk authoritatively on the issue of Nyanza.
I think there's more
So
that
you're
happened in Nyanza beyond violence. So you don't have to talk about violence. We can still talk about the rally. If you don't want to talk
Well,
about violence.
the other thing, Wekesa, is I've not made any. I've not taken time to look at the clip, so I wouldn't want to talk in generality just for the
That's
sake
okay.
of debating.
Okay,
So
sir.
I want to.
But now, Mike,
Before I
there's
lose
something.
Yeah,
direction,
I
there was
wanted to say this, Patriot.
yes.
Themba,
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
take control. I want to take a cup of tea.
You take
Please,
a cup of tea. Now,
I
who is
hope I
that?
will have a right of reply.
Now,
If you allow me.
Ochare, one thing that, like what Mike has said, because, you have a right of reply, which you will reply to. Over time, I've learned that, in politics, there's what we are treated to and what we are fed and what it's expected for us to see, which is shared by the media. But also there's the part that we don't get to see. If you listen to one courier when he talked, he said that they are the ones who sat and looked at the numbers and they advised, and then Mutai Ngunyi was their political face in speaking it out. But later you come to realize that there's aspects. Of course, it gets away the dealings behind the scene that actually led to the nullification of even the election. You see, so there's what is being portrayed that you are supposed to see, which is the official part, and then there's an unofficial part. So it doesn't necessarily strictly mean that when they say that this is the numbers and this is what happened, that is exactly what happened. That is what they wanted you to believe happened. All right. While on the flip side, if you go back, because if whatever they say is actually what happened, then we wouldn't have the court addressing itself to the other intrigues that took place, and that is the fear of the other side right now. They wouldn't be
Themba,
talking.
let me choke your mind even before I go away. There's
Yes, sir.
something Kuria said about the Mount Kenya, of which he wants to do his. Okay, if he tells Mount Kenya that only 30% will go to Raila, then the question comes, for us who are not ready to go to Ruto, what do we do? Then he says, I'm the alternative. Can you come to my party, CCK? Because he was saying that my party is going to have roots. So indirectly, he was also campaigning for his party and was saying that we are going to have a lot of members of parliament. We are going to take root. So sometimes he may not give you all the information because kila mwamba ngoma ngozi anafuta kwake. If they show that Raila will have numbers on the mountain, then they don't need alternative parties. But they are telling them, we may not like Ruto, but come to our parties, they are the alternative. Nimeenda.
Exactly. So there's a lot at play when you understand the politics of numbers and the politics that go play. There's what we discuss and what you see these numbers and this, but when you do political analysis, there are other intrigues that come into play. They say there's what they feed to the media. Now speak like this, set a pace. Let the professionals purport to be saying that this is what is happening. There are several phases of a political process. There's the press, there's the experts. You know, sometimes with those experts, they're just called there to be the expert face, not necessarily the ones who know what is supposed to happen. But you see, if you listen to probably a Mutahi Ngunyi or a Professor Kisiangani, you think an expert is speaking, you see. But the intrigues are different. Yes, Ochare Jim.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much. I don't want to say that your submissions are maybe maybe your submissions are wrong, but you've brought the other side of where a politician can, or these people can cook figures to fit in their narrative. But what I was pointing out is this: we cannot run away from the situation on the ground. We cannot run away. We cannot just assume that things have changed from 2017 to date, that things have changed so much that Raila we can now claim that yes, maybe like a 50% share of the mountain vote. We can't say that. The only thing we can hope and we pray for, because I'm also one of his supporters, that maybe he gets that 30% and his previous or his known political backyards or support base remains the same. With that, it's assured of victory. But as he focuses on climbing the mountain, he has also forgotten that coast is running away. So receiving defectors, not bad, but what is the significance of receiving 10% defectors and then losing 30% of a support base that you always garnered support from? That's my view.
Temba.
Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to add some, valued, opinion to what my able panelists are actually contributing on. And I want to agree that Mount Kenya and Western Province is Western Province, Western Nation. These are the two serious blocks that are going to decide how the election is going to go. And we've spoken this before. I just wanted to add some information that I think my brother might not be privy to, because personally, I love numbers. I love numbers. I really follow numbers. I love numbers. So I think it's good that I also add numbers to what he knows so that we educate each other here. It is clear now as we are speaking, Raila Amolo Odinga has 35%. 35% of the following from Mount Kenya. That is the new research data. It is still classified. You can get it if you insist to have it. It is 35% currently. But I also want to demystify and debunk the school of thinking that is trying to incline to saying that Raila Amolo Odinga might not do any support. He might not get any support above 30%. So currently he's done 5% above what my brother has been, alluding to. But the other thing I want to bring to his, his table is this, and probably that will give him some more insight, some clearer, focus on how Raila will still do better than that. One, I agree with my brother who was talking about the dynamics of Central Kenya and who will bring what to make Raila go beyond 30. However, there's something else that needs to be added to that. Currently, you need to know it is scientific that any vote that does not go to the ballot, in as far as Mount Kenya is concerned, that is Baba's vote. For those who understand the statistics and how the vote of Mount Kenya relates to who gets it and who doesn't get it. Assuming, and let me give you the figures. Currently, now that the registration is over, we anticipate to get a maximum of 2.5 million registered voters from Central Kenya. It's 2.5, nothing above that. Anything above that, those are fake news, and it's like you can check on the data. We will be talking at a maximum number of 2.5 million, the entire of Mount Kenya. Okay, now what I was wanted to introduce that has not been mentioned here is the voter apathy. My school of thinking has it this way, and I could be wrong also. You divide the 2.5 million into 3 blocks. One, the voter apathy will take a third of that figure, in my view. So 2.5 here, we're talking about roughly 800,000. So in our school of thinking, 800,000 central people will not vote the next election. So we're going to have a turnout of about 1.7. 1.7 is the number that is going to participate in the election because of lack of excitement now that they do not have a candidate. That being the case, in our submission, in my thinking, in the school of thinking, the 800,000 that will not vote will be as good as votes that are going to Baba, because they were supposed to deal him a blow if they were to participate, and obviously they would have gone to Ruto. So 1.7, for instance, if Raila gets 600,000, and I'm using my brother's submission, assuming that is the 30%, so 600, then Ruto gets 1.1, we get 600,000. That in my view means Raila has gotten more than 600,000 in as far as the total mathematics of how the election is going to turn out. So the voter apathy must be included in the discussion of one who thinks that Raila will not get anything above 30%. That's something I wanted to add to the discussion, so that probably it can bring in further light on how you look at that. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
moderator.
Thank you so much, Patriot.
Please, can I ask a question?
I want to invite.
Ask a question, please?
Hold on. I want to invite us.
Can I ask a question?
For those who, yeah, you will wait. I want to invite us to consider reading a book by one Lorenzo Fiomanti. He wrote it in 2014. And the book talks about how numbers rule the world, the use and abuse of statistics in global politics. You'll get some insights in terms of how numbers have been used to even inflate even some companies to look like they're making profits while they are not. So you need to be very, very, very analytical and guarded as you listen to these bandied words like, oh, they have risen, they have fallen, they are now 30%, they'll not go more than this. As a keen observer to politics, while they can, like they say, the map is not the place. You need to get to the place. You need to be guided with something, a parameter more than just the numbers that we are hearing. In 2007, 2008, if you can go back to that, numbers have been used to push certain agendas. You know, you put the numbers and then now you are free to do what you wanted to do. And now everybody will be looking at the press and seeing that they were actually not doing well, So that has been used in previous time to convey or to push certain agendas. I think we'll do a lot more favor to ourselves if we would, especially any politician worth their salt, they will not rely on numbers that have been done with the people who favor them. They would want to have independent numbers that are not necessarily controlled by them or those people who have no interest whatsoever in what they're doing. Those ones are more realistic in what they give you. But the numbers given by people like Moses Kuria, those are numbers that push certain agendas. Or even, let's say, for example, tomorrow, Junet Mohammed waking up to give you statistics that Baba is getting. Those are not things that we can, or even certain, look at the people giving you the numbers. Where are they getting it? You need to be more, go beyond. A participant cannot give their own polling. And there are several types of polls. You can even listen to people who are, probably some of the people who are interviewed who are not necessarily voting, So I think even as we speak numbers, I know we have that, but also we need to understand the politics or the use and abuse of statistics in global politics that can really help us. Yes, Ochare, what did you want to say?
No, I just want to ask a question, and that question I want to ask Patriot. But before I put that question, I also just wanted to inform you that what the general finding of that poll that was conducted by Moses Kuria pointed, in fact, it showed that in a 2-horse race, Raila Odinga would beat William Ruto with 50+%. I don't know when you say that, Honorable Moses Kuria is a known supporter of William Ruto. So when you say that maybe that poll was conducted by Moses Kuria to suit his narrative, I don't know what you're trying to say, what you mean by that. But anyway, I wanted to ask Patriot this question.
Ochare, wait.
Just a minute, let me ask.
Wait, Ochare. Simply because it's Moses Kuria who has said it doesn't give it authentication. That because he has said Babu will go 51 plus 1, that is neither here nor there. That's Moses Kuria's opinion. It has no fact. Yeah, it has no fact. In fact, yeah.
Let me say, I have not said that it is authentic because I'm also yet to confirm that. But it is, as you debate, it is good to work with some figures around so that figures give you direction. But anyway, that's aside. Let me ask Patriot. Patriot has talked about voter apathy. And if I did follow his contribution well, voter apathy in central Kenya seems only to favor Raila Odinga. Why? Why is that? Does it mean that only the supporters of William Ruto will decide not maybe to turn up and vote, or what? When he says the voter apathy will be in benefit of Raila Odinga, what does he mean in real sense? If he responds to that question, then it can really help me understand.
Okay, thank you so much for that question.
Go ahead, Patriot, briefly.
Okay, I'm happy that my brother was following. That is very good, by the way. Why the voter apathy of Central is regarded to be a beneficial factor to Raila's presidency is for the obvious reasons that Mount Kenya is not the bedrock of Raila support. And remember, the focus of Mount Kenya has always been that the Mount Kenya are supporters of UDA. They were at 90, 85% as things went down. So Raila has always gone close to 50% without the support of Mount Kenya. And if Ruto has to be the next president, he has to retain Rift Valley and Central close to 90% for him to have a chance of ascending to power. So any minus from the bedroom, from the bedrock of Ruto, any minus, it is an advantage to Baba because that is not his support base after all. That's what it means, because the numbers that don't vote will have a very serious impact on the DP because he does not have a direct replacement of the same numbers. Assuming today, and to make the point home, assuming Central Kenya, the entire Mount Kenya decide not to vote, right? Let me make it as that. If Mount Kenya, all of Mount Kenya voters say this time around we're not going to vote, Raila Amolo Odinga is the next president, because it will mean Ruto has only Rift Valley as his bedrock base. Then you'll have Raila having Western, whether with 50%, he has Nyanza, he has the coast, and he has Nairobi. Then you'll find that Raila Amolo Odinga will be almost a declared winner. Just like the voter apathy in Nyanza, if it was to happen, that will be an advantage to William Ruto. That is science, and that's what it means. It's just as simple as that. Thank you.
Now, just a follow up, a very simple follow up.
Ochare, thank you. I mean,
thank you. No problem. I get
you. Then he'll still come in. Mwango, unmute. Mwango, unmute. Mwango, your DD is not there. Joe, are you there?
I have, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, the topic of today says that Ruto in Nyanza versus Raila at Chungwa house. Okay. According to my view, I think Ruto in Nyanza was successful. In fact, I can say that it was 96% successful for today, apart from that incident in Kondele. Beginning when he entered Nyanza, Kisumu, he was well received. He addressed a crowd of people. Even today in the morning, he was well received in other places until when he reached Kondele. So I don't see Kondele to be a much big issue. So that now we can say that now the whole Nyanza now is against Ruto. I think there were just few people who are hired by our opponents to go and cause chaos in that rally. And we know this is politics, and it has happened even before, where a politician can take some few people, pay them some 200 shillings, and then tell them to go and then cause chaos. So to me, that's not news. That is something that has happened, and also we'll see it happening even more as time goes by. So to me, Luo people welcomed Ruto very well. They were very happy with the hustler narrative, and even from the videos that you saw, people were really happy. They were happy with the chief hustler being among them. And I saw people running with Ruto together, walking towards Kondele. There were a mammoth of crowd, really shouting, laughing, dancing. It was really a celebration. So only for some few guys or some few people to come and cause chaos. So to me, Nyanza, I see Ruto getting over 30%, even 40% in Nyanza. Despite that Nyanza is not a pure Luo region. It has got a mixture of tribes. So some people normally think that Nyanza is only Luos. No, they are part of Luos and they are part of Bantus and other places. So Nyanza itself, Ruto will get a lot of votes in Nyanza, Kisii, Kuria, and even in some part of Luo, like in Migori. We have Governor Obado with Ruto, and that guy also has support he has support in Migori County, and these ones are a lot of votes. So as Raila is trying to get the Mount Kenya votes, forgetting that there are votes which are also going away, I think they should first focus on maintaining their votes first before going for other votes. Coast already, you see, Coast is almost 50-50. We don't know Eastern. Kalonzo, the way Kalonzo will decide also will also affect Baba or even boost Baba. So we know that it will be a very difficult race for Baba to say that now he has taken this thing. Okay, on the issue about
Wango, why are you having trouble when Baba is losing cost? I think you should be happy that Baba is losing cost, and you should also be happy
no,
that.
I'm just
Why?
bringing that perspective that as you are gaining on one side, you are losing on the other
You
side,
know. There's
and you are
something that
canceling. So
one.
it's like it's zero.
Wango, there's something that is scaring you guys. How for 4 years Ruto was always in central province. Did you tell him to go and protect Rift Valley?
Okay, as we see things, Rift Valley, we know that one is a bedrock for Ruto.
So he doesn't have to campaign there.
Yeah, and if you look at Coast is not a bedrock for Raila. You can't compare Coast with the part of Luo Nyanza. I know that Luo Nyanza is now the bedrock. With Coast, it's something. It is a 50-50 thing. It can go either way. So and also we find that Coast people might punish Raila so much because of the handshake, and even that handshake, the thing that he got with the handshake, he took them to Nyanza in Kisumu. In fact, to be specific, he didn't take them to Coast and even Western, where there are also his supporters. He ran with all those goodies to Kisumu. So I think people from these other regions like Kakamega or in Western and even in Coast, they are very angry with that kind of a move.
And those regions, wait, Western, do they have people who are vying for presidency?
They have, but for the last election, they
No,
really
wait,
supported.
Mwango, let's move slowly so that you are not working on propaganda. Do those people regions have leaders?
Western have leaders.
And are those leaders interested in being presidents? Have they been in the handshake too?
They were part of handshake, as I can remember.
What have they taken to Western? Let's say, for example, Mudavadi, who is going with the ANC. He is part of handshake. What has he taken to Western?
Nothing. He has taken nothing. But also, we know that
do they want to be president? Wait.
They were just get crushed in the handshake. Let me just say something.
Let's move slowly so that you're also not falling into the propaganda, because there's a propaganda that is being set in Kenya. Number one, Raila is the one who is supposed to be in the opposition, leading all the riots. Raila is the one who is supposed to be in government, taking all development to everyone. You know, you can't have leaders within you and you still want to attribute the development on someone else. Go ahead, Mark.
Temba, there's something here. We know that Western supported Baba. Coast also did the same. What Raila could have done with the handshake, the little thing that he got from the handshake, he could have shared with these regions, because this region really supported him. But when he got those things, they're called what, handshake, or I don't handshake, or the goodies from the handshake event, he ran with all those goodies to Kisumu.
Which one, for example?
Okay, there's this.
Temba. Let's expound the discussion so that it's not a two-horse discussion here. Can I say something?
Let me finish. I was still presenting.
Just wait, Patriot.
Let me finish. I was still presenting.
Wait for Mwango to finish, Patriot. Okay,
Okay,
go ahead,
so let's finish about the issue about Ruto. Ruto is welcomed in Nyanza, and he received over 90% support from what I saw. People really welcomed him. So apart from that few event that happened in Kondele, I don't think that one should not be something that should worry us much, because in Migori he had successful rallies. In Homa Bay he also had successful rallies. So let's not dwell so much on the Kondele thing, which is also a very small part of. Tomorrow also, you will also have rallies in Homa Bay and Migori, and hope all of those rallies will also go successful. Okay, on the issues of Raila at Chungwa House receiving defectors, I was perturbed and also mesmerized when I heard that Raila was receiving people from ANC from Meru. So I was wondering, are there ANC members in Meru? I was surprised that there are some ANC members in Meru. So I think I think these are they are very insignificant people from Meru. Just the way their leader is also very, very insignificant. So Mudavadi is the leader of the ANC, and is okay from taking this part of presidency. He's very far from taking that part, and also maybe his supporters also, I think, are also very, very insignificant. So I don't see that much as a gain to Raila in the central. Maybe if you can count only on the votes on those people who came to his side, maybe there was also, if there were 10 people or 30 people, maybe he has those 30 votes already. But in the entire mountain or central Kenya, I think that one has no very big influence. I thought that maybe it was maybe that he was maybe having people like Akina Kiunjuri coming to his side, people like they're called, these are the guys who are from UDA, maybe coming to side of ODM. That one could be a very big impact. But people that I've never even heard of them anyway. I don't think that one is maybe for just a political show. It was maybe good to show that now Raila is receiving defectors, you see, just to send some kind of a message that ODM is good. But I don't show it.
Mwango, you guys are speaking from the same side of your mouth. The one time you are interested on the local Mwananchi. Wow, when local Mwananchi go to Baba, now those are people that we don't even know. So can you guys make up your mind?
I think there are people who come with votes, and there are people who just come individually.
So these votes, they're coming from which people?
People who come with votes. Someone like Anwar Guru, he commands our whole county. So he said that he comes.
I think then you should have asked Mango this question.
Yes.
If 70 or 80% of MPs are going home, so those who are coming in, do you know them? If you don't know them, why do you underrate those who are coming? You may not know they may be the next MPs.
No, there are people who have been in politics year in, year out. They have not been out of the government.
Let me tell you, when the new parliament comes, always sometimes you don't know those guys who talk happy. 90% of those guys you don't know them. They come on the scene and then they get introduced to Kenyans, and within a few years, and some of them even you'll never know them. They come and stay 5 years in parliament and you never know them. They go back. So don't tell us they are insignificant. Most of these guys they are known on the ground, yes, but they are not known nationally. But they have influence on the ground.
Wekesa Mwango is just portraying the way they are scared when they see any vote. They want to come and and Wekesa Mwango and the UDA guys, they keep saying sisi ni wa watu wa kawaida, but when watu wa kawaida come in, now they want watu wa juu. So what are you talking about when you talk about bottom up? Anyway, I want you to comment on something you said. What are these goodies that Raila took to Nyanza? Mention those goodies.
Okay, there was this the issue of port. There was
so there's no port in Mombasa.
Yeah, the port was there, but it was taken to Naivasha. Didn't you
but
hear
is there a port in Mombasa?
Is there a port, but it's not functioning as it was. It was part of it was taken to, and in fact that one was.
And who is the deputy president and who is the president?
The president is now Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yeah. So why would it be a problem? Why would it be a problem? Why would it be a problem when Baba is interested in pushing for development agenda for certain site, and you come and say he should also push for a place where there are leaders. There's who Musalia Mudavadi wants to be the president, who is also in the handshake. What would make you want that it's only Baba who should be pushing for those things and not Ruto?
You know, as per the 2017 election, Baba was the leader of these regions. He was the leader of Western. He had very, very many people in Western, and he was the leader of Coast. So he was the overall leader of all these regions. And even there are people like Akina Joe, who were the leaders of Coast, and Akina Mdava, the Western. They were under Baba by that time. So he was the overall leader. So being that overall leader, then he was given some goodies, however small. So he could have said, yes, I have children here. How can I divide these goodies to these children? Instead of running with all those goodies to one to his home.
Thank you,
So
Mwango. Let me bring someone else.
People from Western are very angry with that, and sometimes they normally tell me about that thing. That
No,
Baba came
Mwango.
with all the goodies too.
Let me bring someone else. David. David, are you there?
Yes, Nico.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the chance. And I'm gonna talk very fast because Nico kazi nimeiba dakika tano hivi. One, I want to say that Ruto in Kondele was a plus in the UDA because of two reasons. One, we saw people welcoming him. That was good. And you know, this is not our zone as UDA members. When people welcome us like that, we expect an increase in vote, 1 or 2. Secondly, those guys throwing stones, it's a plus to us, because if those people could come and listen, then go away, as Yuda, we could be really disappointed, because we couldn't have a tool. We are hunting votes. And I'm telling you, Themba, just watch this space. We are going to use that and get more votes, because we are going to display you guys as intolerant, not welcoming, particularly when it comes from a member of parliament from that is Babu Wino. We want to brand you as people who don't like peace, and that is votes to our side. But if you could come and listen, you know, go away, it could be very, very disappointing. Thirdly, I want to say very briefly that Baba receiving guys in Orange House, it's a plus to him too, because we are in a vote hunting season, and anybody who comes across, you don't treat him a lorry, because you never know what he has come with. So if Baba can get votes through guys making a delegation, we ask him to go on, because he's also trying to penetrate men the same way we want to penetrate Nyanza. So Ruto has been welcomed in Homa Bay. Homa Bay is my neighbor, and those people have portrayed some level of enthusiasm. We hope it will continue. The sustainability will be there, because Homa Bay, to some extent, you know, that is where the chairman of ODM comes from. And when you see his people support the opponent, it throws ODM to the drawing board to think big, to think wider, and to come up with the strategies that can attract and embrace everybody. So it's a plus, as long as mtu hakuumia, wacha wale ambao wanarusha mawe warushe, tutapata propaganda ya kuwagonga. Thank you guys. May not talk much, niko kazini.
Unahepa maswali lakini ni sawa. Tuonane baadaye.
Sawa tu.
Okay. Letting.
Okay, thank you so much, Themba. I was with Wekesa. I was there previous, and I had submitted.
Oh, you already submitted. So we can hear someone else.
But I didn't finish.
And then we come back to you.
I was interrupted by the net, you know.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But
okay.
So I had reached a place whereby I was trying to say that there is a tendency in Nyanza, some parts, not all, that they don't like peace, and the people who are trying to lead are the leaders. Like for instance, Papa Wino, I think you have seen what he has written. I thought he's a good leader, but you find that he's the one trying to push people, saying that that is the bedroom of Baba. You have to teach them a lesson. What is that? We are not in the era of asking people to continue fighting. You see, the other time also Chimi Wanjiki, he was stoned. Ruta now has been stoned. I don't know what is the problem with this kind of stoning. Then when the people receive tear gas, they say the government. I think some people from Western, Luo Nyanza, they like tear gas so much. But they have given us opportunity now. We have gained like 2 or 3 votes. And that is good. I'm supporting Mr. Mango. I think I've seen you just pinning him so much. But he has stated clearly that Papa, yes, has tried. He was receiving some members in Orange House that let me assure you, those are the rejects from the community. And for your information, those people were just coming to Papa so that when they stand in their either their positions there, they fail, Papa will ask the coming government to help them nominate. Hmm? So, you know, these people from Mount Kenya, they are wise. They know the long-term position and the short-term. So they are using Ruto, the other side, and they are using Raila. So those one who knows that they are going to fail, they have to go to Raila so that they will be nominated. And to be sincere, on the issue of like polls, the issue of polls, I'm seeing Raila is going to get at least 10% in Mount Kenya because Ruto climbed long time, 4 years, 4 years. Uh, for now, Ruto is far. But Raila also, like here in Rift Valley, Raila is going to get at least 35. Raila has never been let down because like people in Rift Valley, they like Raila because of his good behavior. And what happened in Kondele, actually we are condemning. And I think Papa is not the one who was asking those people to do that. So, and I would like everybody to set aside such statement that maybe Papa, but the statement that was released from ODM press, I think you have seen the letter, that those are the Ruto's allies who planned. No, I think those are just mere
Clearly, that
allegations.
letter was fake.
No, it is
didn't
not
have
fake.
even a signature. It didn't have even. Check the ODM director. He has put fake stamp on it. Just check on his page.
Which
Put a fake
means,
stamp on it.
and why did the ODM
Just check
like
on the director.
leaking? Why do they like leaking fake papers?
No,
No,
the thing,
that
They
letter has
don't have
no.
confidence,
the
which
thing, the
means they
thing,
don't
the
have
thing,
confidence.
the
Yes,
thing, the thing.
yes,
You know, you are making so many generalized statements, which I don't think is right. Number one,
yes,
all of us, we have agreed we condemn any case of violence in any
yes.
form. All right, we
Mm.
have agreed that, and it is the stand for all of us that no violence should take place in any electioneering period.
I
So
think condemning is right.
wait,
Temba, condemning,
we condemn it.
proceed.
Number two,
Mm.
it is unfair for you just because there was a few cases of misbehavior in Kondele to condemn a whole community.
No, I'm just setting aside that. I've not said the whole
you've just said
community.
here that you don't know why these Luos do this. You know, it
No,
is
that's
I
not what
said
he said,
some.
Temba. He said
I said
he
some.
said that it is good that Ruto got a good reception, other than a few instances, which,
Yes.
according to him, he feels should not be a distraction of the good reception. You didn't get him right
no.
on that one, Temba.
I
Yes.
listened to him, Patriot. So let me finish.
Finish.
So you are condemning a community because of a few spots. of what they did. You see, I don't think that is right. It's just like I was saying, if one person steals, and simply because their name is a Kikuyu, then you say Kikuyus are thieves. I don't think it's right.
No, that's not the way.
Right now, because of a leaked paper, you are saying that I don't know why you or DM people like leaking. You know, those are general statements that you don't need to associate.
So
you don't need to run away from generalized statement. If something is wrong, you condemn the wrong.
It is fine, thank you. But I want to put like this before you finish. What Bapo Wino wrote actually portrays what the paper
Can I give you some information? I want to pass some very important information to you. You see, you are referring to that image that is circulating online, purported to have been authored by Babu Owino, because it has something like it has been like a verified account. But if you've been following Babu Owino, many occasions he has complained that a fake Twitter account has been verified while his real account remains unverified. Now, the person operating that verified Twitter account is taking advantage of everything. Always, if you follow Babu Wino, whatever he posts on... So
you want to say that the other person is the one controlling Twitter for Babu Wino?
No, I've not said that. Don't put words in my mouth.
Yes.
I've said there is someone operating that fake Twitter account. It is verified. And on several occasions, Babu Wino has complained about it. If you follow keenly, whatever Babu Wino posts on his Facebook account, he will post the same on Twitter. Now go to Babu Wino's real Facebook account and confirm if the same post you are referring to is there. Real, verified Facebook account. What you will see is his activities from yesterday and today in his constituency distributing bursary. So that information, the one you are depending on, is wrong, my brother. That account is not Babu Owino's. It is a fake.
I would like to conclude. I would like to conclude like this. The way you have heard from Honorable Sudi, the people from Nyanza, we love you so much, and we thank you for warm reception. And we are praying that let us keep on. Let us keep on focusing. Even when Papa came to Eldoret, we welcomed him. There were no stones. And now we are urging the elders to go and look for those people who have those bad manners and tell them that it is not wise to do such things. Because if
the guy has disappeared again, but I think let me bring in what he's trying to say is that okay, Ezekiel, the thing your network. We are losing you.
Ruto will be the president 2022. What will
Letting? Okay. I think we lost him. Jeff, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. How are you?
I'm good. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. I just want to make some few remarks. I'm also busy somewhere, so I'll try to be very fast. First of all, there is a gentleman I would like to comment on what he said. I think I can call him Mr. H. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. When he was comparing Mr. Ruto and Raila Odinga, and he said that Raila Odinga commands like 90% of the Western and Eastern. I would like to say that was not a good analysis. or the hypothesis, because Ruto has never run for the office of the president, so that we can say that we know how he can perform. We can talk of Baba because we know how Baba has been performing before. We can only compare Baba with people like Kebake because they have contested. We can compare Baba with somebody like Uhuru Kenyatta. But Ruto is a new blood in as far as the presidency is concerned. It can only be fair for us to say that we don't know how much Ruto can command in the West Province or the Eastern or any part of Kenya, because he has never been a candidate in Kenya. And I would like you to know that there are people who could not vote for Uhuru Kenyatta, but they can vote for Ruto because of various reasons. So we don't know how the pattern will be. So it can only be fair for us to say we don't know how he's gonna perform. So we have to wait and see. And then after this election, we can say now we have an idea of how this guy is going to perform. Away from that, I would like to say that Baba having people defecting from other parties and going to his party is a good thing for any politician. And it's a plus for him. Just as there are so many also who have defected even from the Baba side or the Jubilee or the supporters of Uhuru, who are purported to be supporters of Baba, they have also defected to Ruto. So it's a good thing. I would also like to touch on the issue of stoning, this issue of people throwing stones to leaders when they go for campaign. It has happened in Central, it has happened in Nyanza, it has happened in various parts of the nation. Most of the time when these kind of things happen, leaders are involved. When you saw Ruto being stoned at Keno, the central leaders, some of them were involved to organize that. Even when he was going to Nyeri, we know the leaders who did that. So I am of the opinion that even what happened at Kondele, somebody somewhere was organizing. It might not be necessarily Raila Odinga, but somebody organized that. And that is what we should condemn. Not all our leaders are civilized, because civilization or democracy is you let people express themselves, go to the field, compete, but the competition does not mean that you are enemies. So let me just stop there because I'm doing something, and that's my contribution today. Unless somebody would like to ask somebody or any kind of clarification.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I do agree with you. We should condemn whether it was.
Yes? Is it wrong? Okay. I see. Thank you for that.
Jeff. Jeff, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I was saying that I agree with you that we should condemn any form of violence, whether it was organized. There are varied opinions on to who organized them, depending on whom you're listening to. But I think one thing we need to continuously repeat is that any form of violence should cease. We can get political support by not necessarily organizing people to fight. Either or also even organizing, because some people suggest it was stage managed. So whether it was stage managed or not, I think it's not the best route, not the best way out. So what I agree with you. We need to continuously condemn any form of violence. Thank you so much, Jeff. I want to bring in Tim.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
For me, like I don't have much to say, but First and foremost, I want to condemn what happened in Kondele today. Because like politics now in Kenya is coming up. Like as you see, like Ruto was in Kondele and some of the goons I think they were hired and they started throwing stones. So I heard Jeff saying that it might not be Raila who organized the goons, but for me, I can tell Jeff that it might actually is right by saying that, but someone who is supporting Raila might have organized it to happen, and that's not a good thing to
ni kazi ya kufanya kitu inaitwa smear campaign. Watu wa Asla Nation, wote niwaambie kitu kimoja. Mimi nimefanya kazi na Deep State. Mimi nimefanya kazi na system ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Na mimi kuna kitu nataka kutoboa leo. Nitoboa ama nisitoboe? Sahii tumeona Deep State na system wameanza kuchoma magari, isemekane ni mahasla wanachoma magari. Mimi nataka kutoboa niseme hivi. 2017 wakati kulikuwa na maandamano ya ODM, mimi na Kibicho na Deep State wale wengine na system tulienda kuprint t-shirts za ODM, tukanunua magari second hand kwa mashowroom, tukazichoma huko Ngong Road, ionekane ni ODM, kumbe ni Deep State na system. Kwa hivyo mimi nakuambia wewe Kibicho, wewe Matiang'i, ujinga wenu, upuzi wenu mwache kuharibia Hustler Nation.
Tim, go on.
Yeah. Anyway, by that clip, it means that you cannot necessarily know who stage managed unless you have information. You cannot just conclude and say that because it happened in Kisumu, therefore it's ODM.
Okay, sir.
Your opponent can.
Let me interrupt you, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, sikuwa namaanisha ati kwa kusema hivyo, nilikuwa nasema like maybe, unaona, sijasema like, unaona venye Mburu alikuwa anasema maybe it might be somebody else behind ODM or it might not be, unaelewa?
Yeah,
so yeah, so like for me now, like I am not like, I'm just from one of the I'm supporting one, like wacha niseme like naweza kuwa na support one, maybe ODM ama na support the wheelbarrow guy, but for now I want just like actually to condemn some of the things that is happening in Kenya now about the politics, so like kama because ikianza sasa kama saa hii like venye ili happen in Kondele, tuna like lazima tuone what are the things that we are going to enhance to prevent it from happening from in other places, unaona? Because kama sasa like us as kama vijana ndio ambao tunatumika kufanya vitu kama hiyo like throwing stones, yeah, by the people who own big cars, unaona, hawaoni hasara, but hasara ni kwetu sisi. So like mimi ningependa kusema like let us continue supporting our leaders and see, tuone tu wenye wanafaa peke yao, cause like for me, mi naweza kuwa na kura yangu na that's my secret ballot, unaona, but for now like politics, actually I'm not a politician, like I'm not vying, I'm not doing anything in politics, so but for me now I'm just transparent at least to a peace in our nation, unaona. Because many things is going to happen, like many chaos is going to happen many places, so we want to see how we can prevent it from happening. Mm? Like at least to enhance some of the youths not to engage in such activities, not to be given money in order for them to cause chaos in places they are going to, like in politics. No, no. At least we have to think about the future of our country. We have to elect leaders who have the future. No, no. Mm. For like I want to tell Mburu, like for somebody like Raila has been in politics for a long time and he has a lot of experience in politics. Ruto has been in politics more than Uhuru even, and ako na his own experience, unaona, because Ruto akiingia politics when it was 92 akiingia mara ya kwanza, going to parliament, alienda parliament 98 ya kwanza, so unaona, same as Raila alianza politics same like I think 80 after coup 84 or 82 over there, unaona. So we have to actually elect leaders ambao like they have the qualities, unaona, to lead our nation. Because mi naona like actually Uhuru ameshindwa na kazi for now. Like as a leader you don't have to leave the country to go the way it is going now, unaona. At least lazima ukazie kidogo ndio at least, unaona, tupite off kidogo ndio at least kila kitu enda line. Because now like many people hawana ile respect ya rais, unaona. Ukiona like times ukifuata history about, ukiambiwa tu about history ya Kenyatta, the story of Moi, unaona, this thing ilianza kwa era ya Kibaki, so nataki twende hiyo saa. Hata sahii kama like a lot of youths now they don't have work, unaona. There's a lot of people out there wenye wako na a lot of degrees, a lot of educations, but they end up doing miaka jobs like kufanya kwa mjengo, kufanya kwa kuuza, unaona, ambayo si kazi mbaya, but with education ambao umesomesha na mzazi yako all this time, at least you have to be somewhere, unaona. But we have to see like ni nani ambao wanatukazia, unaona. The leaders are the ones who are giving the jobs to their people, unaona. But us ambao tuko chini pale bado tunaendelea kuhangaika, we need to choose leaders at least. Hata kama ni new in politics, at least wanajua shida ya wananchi, unaona. Because tukiendelea kupiganiwa tuende tukipigania like tupigane juu ya Ruto, tupigane juu ya Raila, tupigane juu ya nani, hiyo itusaidii. It won't help you, it won't help your family, it won't help my family, unaona. At least we have to engage ourselves in something that is going to build our nation, is something that is going to build me and build you, unaona.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can go on.
Go ahead.
Yes, you have said that Uhuru has failed, and you have said that
Hello?
Jeff, we are losing you. You're breaking. I think you're on the road, so you're fluctuating. So, Tim, are you about to finish?
Oh yeah, let me just conclude what I'm saying.
he is voting democracy, Kenyatta. Don't you think we'll be dragging the nation behind?
Yeah, the nation is behind now compared to like actually Kenya imerudi nyuma sana seti in everything like economy, unaona. So siwezi sema like tuko in a good place. No, we are not in a good place. We are just, Kenya is inaenda chini, like hatujui pale tunaelekea, unaona. Pesa inapotea like haifiki kwa mashinani huko, unaona. So at least lazima tuangalie jinsi ya ku bring you back, unaona, ile trust ya tulikuwa naye na politicians. Ukiona like take an example, people wanasema like Moi was a bad person, unaona, was a bad president, but for me Moi alijaribu, he tried like time yake alijaribu, hata kama he gained a lot of lands from the whites, alijaribu hata kama like watu wanasema aliba a lot of mali ndio akuwa nayo, but alijaribu at least. Kama Mo angekuwa lose most of the politician kwa hiyo area yake wangekuwa na a lot of properties, a lot of lands ambao sisi sasa tungekuwa tunalia bado, naona.
Tim,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying like to rectify what Jeff was trying to tell me, naona.
Do you know that most of the people who got land walipata wakati wa utawala wa Moi?
Siwezi sema yes ama no.
I mean, there's records all over. I mean, on how even the DCs, DOs, PCs got lots of land.
Yeah, maybe like hiyo ilikuwa after coup, naona.
Anyway, I just finalize so that we can move to other people.
Yeah, so wachana story. So now we were in a topic of Ruto in Nyanza and Raila akiwa place yake ama, because tumeenda into politics side. So mimi si mtu wa politics sana. Somebody like at least najaribu kuleta ile peace. Nataka our nation tukuwa na hiyo peace, naona.
Okay, sawa, thanks.
Sitaki like kumobilize watu wapigane ama wafanye no. I'm not into anything, but I'm just mobilizing like sisi kama youth, at least mtu ukibaiwa ama ukiambiwa like take this ndio uende uharibia mwingine siasa, no, let somebody use sera zake, uwe sikiliza, nenda nyumbani, chagua mtu ambao like unaona anafaa, unaona.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah.
Asante team na karibu. I think you stay around. We still have lots of time. You'll be here. We'll explore some of the things that you've said. Adams, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm fine. You refuse to pick my call, but it's okay. Najua tabia ya watu wa ODM. Hawana pesa, sasa wakipigiwa nianze kupigia watu wa UDA, at least kuna ukionyesha wheelbarrow mwango wheelbarrow ikipiwa hivi unafungua mkono. Karibu Adams, to give your submission.
Oh, that's too fast. Okay, thank you.
Ama you need some time. It's okay. We can give you some time to acclimatize if you're not ready.
Okay, no problem. Give me some time.
Okay, so we'll start again. Patriot. Patriot ako ama amelala? Haya, Wekesa.
Time ya Patriot. Yeah, today let me prosecute point ndio nilale. Okay. I think in moments like this, while we need to condemn issues that are not bringing harmony and unity of the society. Yeah, but we should also resist the temptation of creating narratives. One of the things, politicians are very intelligent. One, the reason why they bring promises and we get excited is because they speak the things they know are in our needs. So when they speak about those things, we get excited. Now, in terms of also managing the electoral map, they can create fracas and drama based on a particular narrative. Someone was asking me to analyze if, okay, let's take the first case scenario. If Raila Odinga created fracas in Nyanza, how does it benefit him? It is like shooting yourself in the foot. First, you are perceived as to have a party that is of violence. So if people know they have that script of violence, that you are violent, and then when they come in your area and you do exactly what they want you, what they perceive you to be, have you scored anything? No. Again, so if you allow Ruto to do his rally and go away, there will be no that drama. So by creating drama, he would have undermined his own votes. And then he also knows that he goes other areas, so he will be undermined by the same script. So that one, to me, rules out that Raila can create a drama in his own backyard against his opponent. Even Ruto could not do that for Raila in Eldoret. But Mimi, the way it was updated by Team Tanga, and I followed them everywhere, and the way they were updating it and the photos they were throwing out left me wondering. So if it's a live event, it happened, and there were stones being thrown, why don't we just have the real photos from people who are throwing stones? Why should we pick a photo of 2019? Actually, I hate even the date and time. And that guy was attending a funeral somewhere. And you take that photo and you circulate it to mean that Kondele people are led by their own MCA, have caused fracas. You see, it creates suspicion. And then the way I also read the letter of IG. A few vehicles got damaged, but none of the human beings got damaged. So the stones were throwing around, and they only hit the vehicles, and then no human being was involved in the process. So okay, I looked at it and saying maybe there was something unfamiliar that happened at that place, that it didn't take the real target of Kondele. Because I know the Kondele people, if they choose to riot, they don't papasa. They really riot. Wange fight na our police. In fact, your fracas ingeenda baka usiku. But if you find like it looked like a skirmish, hata ukiangalia vile ilikuwa inakuja, it was more of them running away from police and tear gas than actually them facing the police and the people. So you realize something must have happened to create, it's called a pandemonium in English. Pandemonium is, it creates confusion and people didn't know what is happening. That also script that says it was tied to the issuing of the money, and also the timing makes me create suspicion. If you want to stop a politician from your place, you make sure they don't open their mouth. I remember even in my constituency, there was a guy we hate, said, huyu jamaa ametudanganya miaka mingi. Because the moment you give him chance on the pulpit to talk, he will convince the masses. So ideally what they said, we will not give him chance to speak. That was 2007? He had a very skilled politician, akisimama anaongea lakini hawezi deliver anything. So watu wakasema they don't give him chance. So if you have a problem with politician, you don't give him chance to talk. But you cannot allow him to talk and talk everything and finish his rally, and then when he's leaving, then you cause a fracas. It doesn't make sense. To me, that doesn't make sense. And that's why, to me, the script look more of stage managed than real. And then I looked at the fleets of vehicles that had been broken. They were arranged at the same place, and then the people involved, including that mama, what she stopped is what she wanted people to hear. So I had a problem with the way she scripted the whole event. You know, he's not talking like somebody bitter because the vehicle was damaged, but he's sending a particular and clear message. And that message has been replicated by the members of the same team. Then I also checked on the Twitter account, on the Facebook account of HNB, HNIB, your intelligence yao. There was a police they were profiling. First they showed he had photos with Raila, then blah 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 blah, and then he was in the event. While they wanted us to believe that because this person knows Raila now, he did the whole process. It looked of a narrative that was already planned, and this is how we need to report it. So I didn't buy the whole drama in terms of reporting. If it at all it was violence, we condemn it. Okay, violence is violence. Whether it's stage managed, it's still violence. So we may not know who created it, but we condemn it and we say it's unnecessary. And if it's tactics to win votes, whether it's by sympathy or to block your opponents, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add value. And nowadays, the voters are very intelligent. They will come to your rally. They will hear what you are saying. They will eat what you provide. But they will decide at the ballot. So all this drama will end, but at the end of the day, you may not create any vote. Even this perception, by the way, people have already created a perception of their own candidates. It doesn't matter how many things you will speak up against Raila Odinga. There are people who believe in him. It doesn't matter how many things you speak against Ruto. There are people who believe in him. So all these things we are doing are just mere drama and shenanigans that only puts a bad image in our nation and makes us look like Africans we have not evolved. We need to evolve and move away from all these backward behaviors that doesn't add value to our voting patterns. Let me just comment shortly on Chungwa House, and then I give somebody else to
hello, can I say something, Wekesa?
Yeah, just comment.
You have said that you have said that that people have taken sides, that there are people who believe in Raila who cannot change, and the people who also believe that who cannot change. Then what is the essence of campaigning? Why do people campaign then? Why do Ruto go to campaign in Nyanza? And why do Raila do same in the Rift Valley?
Okay, can I answer that? Can I try to answer that question?
Let me try. You can help me.
Yes.
One, okay, the reason why I say that our voting patterns, and you will come to see it even 2022. Actually, what right now we are trying is to arrange the matrix, whether there will be this group going with this group. But I can tell you for free, Kenyan politics are very homogeneous. Apart from a few independent tribes, most of them, okay, those who are non-swing votes, you can play around with them. But most of these other voting blocks, you will come and find that out of the whole block, somebody, unasikia is a presidential candidate and he got a zero vote. And you ask yourself, with all those numbers we were seeing in the rally, he got a zero in this polling station. Why? Because our politics are based on tribe. And what we are trying now is just they are trying to see which tribe will unite with which one. After that, those blocks will come. I normally ask myself, even we call ourselves Christian, you mean there are no Christians who can transcend tribal boundaries? We call ourselves learned and professionals. You mean there are no professionals who cannot transcend beyond their tribal boundaries? Like you go to Central and you look like there's no votes for Raila. You go to Nyanza, you get there are no votes for Uhuru. You go to Rift Valley and you find, because that is how we have conditioned ourselves to be. So forget the rallies and dramas that happen there. That's why negotiations are happening in leadership. And those who know the patterns are following the patterns, the voting patterns, are negotiating on that pillar. The rest, you will come and realize that there is no block called Hustler Nation after 22. Mark my words. There will only be tribes.
So
we tried it 2010. We tried it 2010 Constitution, and we voted the church against the other people who are not for the church and the Constitution. But when we voted for the 2010 Constitution, there were no indication that the church voted against. There were only tribes. I asked myself, where was the church here? No, even those people who are going out and saying, oh, we are Christians, we are against abortion. When it came to the final tally of the vote, it's just one block of the tribe voted no, other tribes voted yes. That is how it went.
So, Wekesa.
Yes.
Wekesa? So,
yes.
that's why we are trying to destroy that myth that people always vote on tribe. And that's why we have the hustler narrative, where now we believe that hustler has no boundary. And that's why Ruto is in Nyanza, wooing hustlers to support
I don't
him.
have a problem with that.
Yeah, so
Sasingina, when we are on this blog, we contribute as analysts. We can also analyst. You just share the information the way you think, but you can also share as somebody who has an aspiration to transform the society, which I agree with you. You may try. That's why somebody said maybe Raila will get 30%. It's based on that, but depending on how the arithmetics, how these guys will arrange themselves and convince the blocks.
Wekesa. Hello, Wekesa. I have a question.
Yes.
So let me just summarize something that Babu Winoret just wrote on his on the Twitter. Okay, so that at least you can say something about it. Okay.
Yeah,
Babu Wino say, thank you, Kondele Defense Forces, Jeshi la Baba, led by Joachim Okech, for the good work done. Baba's bedroom must be protected from takataka. You know, read the message with those behind it claiming that the message was released shortly afterwards, but this message, this time, the online detective already had, this was the screenshot. So, what can you say about it? You know, like, so saying like Baba's bedroom must be protected. So, can you
let me tell you one thing. One, okay, I don't support such a kind of politics. Two, I'm not sure if it's his official Twitter handle. That too. Then three, there are in every group, not only ODM or what, in every group we have what we call populist politicians. Populist politicians, you want to say something that will trend. And we have seen in all sides, people say something, even they are taken to DCI. But the idea is, when they are taken to DCI, we from the other political wing, we condemn them. But where they come from, they become more popular. In fact, it's his own people will go and take him, stand with him at the DCI, and then wanakuja naye nyumbani. So even if that thing was maybe, it can be Even if I'm assuming Babuino said it, if Babuino said it, he was not he was speaking to get popularity. Anajuanga, it can be condemned by opponents, but according to him now, watu wake wanasimama na yeye. And that's how the problem has been asked voters, that when a politician does something wrong, because we support him, we impress him. We say he's our person, he's being targeted. So they know it. They always play into the gallery. And that's why it is even trending. And as the politicians know the psychology of the voters, and they will always at some point slip something like that. You know it's wrong, it can cause chaos, but yes, it also causes popularity. They see him as a hero. Okay, that's according to me, politically speaking, that is how politicians act. They don't care as long as they can get cheap popularity.
Yeah, but
Tim,
Tim,
yeah. The official position is that is not Babu Owino's Twitter handle. His Twitter handle is not very, and he has, if you have followed him a lot, he has complained about that before, that there's someone who has a Twitter handle that is not his, that has been verified, but his has not been verified. So if you go to his unverified, even Facebook, you'll see his post, what he has done. So that is something that we need. And I think discussing it doesn't even, you're giving it publicity for no good reason, or maybe it's just progressing the agenda of those who wanted it shared and even discussed. So I don't think we should even spend time on it right now.
Yeah, but I just wanted because
okay.
you know,
Tim, can I say something?
you know, Wekesa was trying to say that like some of the
I've said,
politicians.
first of all, I've said I don't agree with it. Two, I said I'm not sure it is his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
But the third submission, I said assuming, because we have seen so many people do those drama.
Yeah.
I'm saying assuming he did it. So my discussion was based on assumption, and it can apply to me and any other politician.
Okay, so let us
Just
leave that
like
aside. Okay.
yeah, let's just let that slide, because even the other day Gachagua was in the radio saying that even if an MP has worked and has built roads, if he's not in UDA, he will not be elected. You see, that is outrageous. By that statement already, you are painting the electorate of UDA as very unreasonable people, who their only interest is a party, but not whether someone has brought to them development or not. I don't think that's the true position of an electorate, a Kenyan voter. A Kenyan voter is interested not in the party, but in development, you see. So such is likely to happen. And there's historical, like what Wekesa is saying, there's historical explanation to that. You remember even during 2013 polls, where Kina Moses Kuria was saying you need to add what do you call it? The tear gas need to be added some ukali kidogo. You know, those are some of the things that we don't want. We don't want to go that direction. I think as a population, as a voter, we need to be more vigilant. We look for such people. We avoid anything that can cause chaos, but to go for things that can.
Yeah, I remember.
Can I say something concerning that?
Yes, Jeff.
Yes. First of all, we have to agree that in all the political parties, let me say on the major political parties that we have, we normally have what we call the loose mouth people who are very loose, people who talk anything, because this is not the first time Babu Owino has said things that are not appropriate to be said in public. As somebody said that he becomes popular, or to the electorate who are majorly the supporters of Baba, they will feel like, oh, this is the defender of our candidate. So instead of him stopping that, because people will praise him and show him that you are a hero because what you are doing, you are defending our candidate and all that. He keeps on doing that. Ask yourself, why should somebody create a Twitter on behalf of Babu? It is because of his bad habit. Just like when Jubilee was together, I would not have been surprised if somebody created a Twitter handle for Moses Kuria, because Moses is also another loose mouth guy. He can say anything. So it's very hard for us to say that this one is not for Babu or is for Babu, because even Babu can say, or he can have a Twitter when things go wrong. He says, oh, if something backfires, he says, no, I'm not the one. That is not mine. But if it works for him, he owns it. So the only thing we can do as the nation of Kenya, as the citizens, regardless of the tribe or the candidates that we support, we have to agree that what is barbaric, we say this is barbaric. What is wrong, all of us, we condemn, regardless of who did it. Whether that person you support or you don't, you have to tell them, no, you are out of order. So those things, if we as the citizens, we can tell our leaders now, we want to be an organized society. We want to come out of this kind of people doing things that are not right. And when they do things that are wrong, we praise them and we support them and we celebrate them. We have to come out of that as a nation of Kenya. That is how I see it. Because right now, we don't know whether it is his or it is not. Why? Because people are creating that account because they know his character. Nobody will be surprised if Babu said that. Actually, myself, I don't take him serious. For me, I cannot vote, just like the way I cannot vote for somebody like Sonko, whose mouth.
But maybe my side question will be now, if we have accounts that are running inflammatory statements. Oh, I thought he had gone. Ni kama ako na network issues. Huh? Who should close these accounts that have inflammatory statements? If somebody denies an account.
You see, Wekesa, what even Jeff is saying is interesting, because it's like he's not in this world. There's so many fake accounts that have been created all over. I mean, they're quite a numbers, and it is the it's either Facebook or Twitter that verify account, not the individual. So it's not for you to bring it down. Babu Owino talked about it. He said he had already reported and it wasn't being brought down. So for him, he can only report, you see. And there's so many people have created different fake accounts. So, I mean, it's not like it's something new in social media.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's something that we want to spend a lot of time on, but we can, I mean, the point is home. We have agreed, you know, nobody likes violence in any form. We need to condemn it. I mean, that's an agreed thing. But also, you see, like Wekesa said, sometimes, you know, when those people post, like if you go back to history, some of the people who are really pro-violence on ODM supporters many years ago are right now the ones complaining. And if you go, because the internet doesn't forget, the people, the likes of, you know, Moses Kuria, the likes of this other guy from, you know, Nyeri, you know, they're the ones who had issues last time, and they were really supporting, you know, the clobbering, the tear gas mandates and stuff. So what goes around comes around. So if it is wrong for the other person, it is wrong for you. So it's not like we like it. When they were passing security laws, you know, they didn't realize that a time will come and this thing will come back to eat them up. So I think it's just good for us to be consistent. It is wrong when it happens to anybody, wrong when it happens to your enemy, it's wrong when it happens to you. So that kind of consistency ought to be there. Democracy should be seen to work for everybody. even those whom you don't like. You know, it's not good when it is only working for you. I think David wasn't right when he said that they're going to use that violence to campaign. I mean, it's not right. You should condemn, you know, even
But
if.
remember me, I have one problem.
Yes.
I don't know why we don't have the same measuring scale for all politicians. Like I find politicians and communities, I find the people Nyanza struggling so much. If they do something slight, it will blow out of proportion. Other people can do the same thing, and like even it doesn't appear in news, it doesn't even trend. Even Sifuna hushinda akituambia, I think there is a different measuring scale for Raila Odinga. People expect him to be super angel, because even when Raila Odinga's supporters were being shot by let's say the police, he was being condemned for causing violence. It's his supporters being shot. But on the other hand, even when other people supporters, he is not involved, he is also condemned. So whichever way you look at it, there are people who always on the receiving end. And I've never even seen him seek for sympathy for these things. Yet he's put in every scenario, whether he's there or not. Somebody will drag his name there. And anyway, me, I see him sometimes he's an extraordinary man. He has to accept those things, whether he's there or not.
You're right, actually, because when Raila supporters are shot at or tear gassed, they are the ones on the wrong. When these other guys are shot at or tear gassed, it is the police on the wrong. So you see, the measuring scale is so skewed and so different. When the other day they were busy, when they were the other day they were talking, and the security laws were being used that they actually said themselves were being used against them. They were saying this government should stop. But when it was being used against Raila and his supporters, they were saying they should even add more. When it was during Matiangi's time coming in, and Matiangi, you know, the police interfering, they said, do not touch Matiangi and do not touch Mosheru. But right now, they're saying Matiangi should go and Mosheru should go. So you see, every time there is no consistency in application of the law. When you want something to work, they say when you are creating a law or something, you need to think. You need to think of the law in the hands of your worst enemy. You know, you don't create something like you're going to enjoy that law forever. Law is not created for individuals. It's created for even tyrants might come in if they use the same law. It is always written that Hitler actually whatever he did was legal because it was passed. So whoever started the law did not think that a time will come and they'll be on the other side of the law. So it is being used against them. I think that calls for a lot of temperance, especially when you're creating some laws that might affect you negatively. Adams.
Yeah. Okay. No. Thank you so much. Let me jump in a little bit. On today, on Ruto's Nyanza tour, let me talk something about violence. Oh, we need to be clear here. Violence is violence, regardless of which political divide you belong. Whether it is spontaneous, whether it is planned, whether it is stage managed, people will say so many things about it. But the thing is, it is violence, and it should not be violent now. I think it should be something of the past as it now. So violence is violence. We need to shun it. It is pointless. It is not needless. Whether it is the UDA itself who organized it for themselves to taint other people, like Mike Sonko reported to us the other day, what they used to do before, because they're the same people, whether it was it just came over, planned or not planned, whether it was because of money, disagreement between the youths. I understand that two youth groups in Kisumu, one calling themselves the USA, another one calling itself Russia. They disagreed. Whether they disagreed or not, the point is it was violence. So violence should be shunned. We should just stop violence. Secondly, on the same thing, I find it so much uncouth if somebody can come here on the show and call Raila's name and wants to attach him to that. Come on, you are not being realistic. He didn't even know what was going on. Those are just people who did their stuff in Kondele, because Ruto had very successful campaigns in Migori and Homa Bay, Migori County and Homa Bay, very successful and peaceful. The crowds were big, people gathered, and they listened to him. They gave him audience, and he did his thing and left. It was peaceful. It was only somewhere in Kondele where some scanty youths did whatever they did. So I don't even see the reason why somebody would come on this platform and start gagging us with the Raila ABCD, ABCD. Then another guy also come there and start saying Babu Wino ABCD. Since when did Babu Wino become Raila's spokesman? When Babu speaks, he speaks as Babu. He's not Raila's spokesman. Even if Babu tweeted or he didn't tweet, it doesn't matter. That is Babu. He tweeted on him. That is his mind. Don't come here and start telling us, oh, Babu said this, Babu wrote this, Babu blah, blah. That is nonsense, man. Babu is Babu, Raila is Raila. He did not say Babu. Babu has never been Raila's spokesman. He's a member of parliament for Embakasi East. And let it remain so. So violence, I still condemn it and I disagree with it. Raila Odinga today at Chungwa House. About that, I may just say it was a plus for him because I saw him receiving defectors from the UDA and joining ODM. So that was a plus for him. Actually, Raila was very busy today with visitors. He didn't know what's going on in Kondele. And these people saying about the violence in Kondele or rowdy youth, let me tell you, those who know Kondele or those who've heard, if you have a little page, even one page about Kondele, when you are being stoned in Kondele, when it was planned, if it was planned chaos in Kondele, Ruto could not stand there for 1 minute. Those who know what Kondele is can bear me witness. If it was planned and well orchestrated, he could not address anybody there, not even a minute, whether he could come with 10,000 lorries of GSU. When you're being stoned in Kondele, you cannot take your head out of your car. So that thing was something very, very small, but it is really wrong, really wrong. The only point I disagree with the previous speakers is when you want to bring Raila's name into everything. Raila ABCD. No, he's not part and parcel of anything there. And about the guy who is talking about the Twitter handle of Babu Wino came out like Themba is saying, and he said that he don't own that. I mean that Twitter handle. It's fake. If you're new, Mr. Jeff, if you're new in the social media world, then you need to be enlightened more. We have so many fake accounts, very, very prominent people, unlike Babu. Even President Trump has got so many fake accounts. Even Uhuru Kenyatta, so many fake accounts. You don't know them, but people tweet with them. People write stuff about with those accounts. You can't come up and say, oh, he said this, he said this, he said that. And then somebody also come and say, hey, you know what? In such a year, the same guy said ABCD. Let's talk of present. Somebody says it's not his Twitter handle. It's not his Twitter handle. Let's not discuss that. But violence, I said no, regardless, whether it is in Coast, whether it is in Nyanza, whether it is Western. And by the way, we've witnessed violence all over the country, and we are just starting the elections, the campaigns now. I believe maybe following our politics we may experience more, but let's stop tagging people's names when something happened like this, that is Raila. Even if somebody is sleeping with his wife, you say Raila. When you divorce, when your wife left you, you say it is Raila. Come on, let's stop narrowing things and be objective. Violence is wrong, but you don't call Raila's name in everything. Raila is not violent. When did he become violent? When? These are just hate. Just a hate monger. Mr. Mburu, you can do better than that. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yes, Mburu, you have a right of reply.
Yes. Actually, I didn't know that you were referring to me. But I would like to answer that on a very good way. First of all, we have to agree that Nyanza has been the backyard of Raila Odinga. We are in agreement. And as we say, that leaders are supposed to take responsibility.
I have a question. Hold on. I have a question for you.
You talked, we were silent.
Just a clarification, Mr. Mburu. You are just going on. It's you talking. Please, can you please clarify for me what you mean backyard? I don't understand what you mean by backyard, because Raila Odinga, ever since he got into politics, he has been a Nairobi politician. He's been a member of parliament for Langata up to the last minute. What do you mean backyard?
You see, my friend, I don't want us to be in dispute with what is common. That is common knowledge to everybody. So I don't have to explain that. And I believe everybody who is listening here understands what I mean. I mean the voting pattern has been favoring Raila Odinga. Now, please allow me just make my comment. Now, I wanted to say this. Before I answer that, there is somebody who said that the measure that people use when it comes to Raila Odinga or something that happens to Nyanza, it is given more attention than other places. I believe all of you read the Bible, and you know the story of Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul used to persecute the church of Christ. And after that, he transformed. And when he transformed, many people who were followers and the apostles did not believe that this guy has transformed, has changed, and now he is a staunch follower of Jesus Christ because of what we call precedence. Now, if Raila does not want to be involved or be mentioned or be given a lot of attention when such things happen, he is supposed to be condemning them totally and telling people, do you know what? What you are doing is not doing me any favor. Actually, what is happening now, for instance, even if he is not the one, even if it is people from UDA who organized that, as somebody who receives more votes from that region, he was supposed to call, even if it is press conference, or try to condemn totally and tell those people, whatever is happening.
Jeff,
yes.
It seems that you are behind news. Raila has, in his address today, he condemned that. He actually said that each politician has the freedom to walk around the country and sell themselves.
That is what I expect. That is what I expect from the leaders.
Remember, using a wrong analogy. Wrong analogy. That biblical analogy is completely out of context.
But Jeff,
no, let one person talk, my friend.
But Jeff,
you have a lot of hatred in you. That's the problem.
Wait, Adams. Jeff.
Yes.
The thing is that we were saying. You remember when ODM was being clobbered last time? Ndindi Nyoro, Moses Kuri, and others were saying that they should even add more tear gas into. They should make it even bitter.
Yeah, before 2017.
Yes.
I remember.
But now when things are now on the other side, they are blaming, the government. Then they were defending Matiang'i for using force on the supporters. Right now, so what you are saying is the point, I think, like you said, we don't necessarily need to differ on that.
Now I wanted to I just wanted to conclude here something.
Before you come in, Mburu,
My friend,
I had
if
commented
somebody,
on what you have
if
said.
somebody, let me
We
teach you
want you to
something, my
rebuttal.
friend.
We are asking you questions. We
There
want
is
you to
what,
rebuttal.
listen to me. There is what we call communication. Communication is if one person is talking, keep quiet. Let that
Yeah,
person
but
finish. Then you talk,
have
you don't
finished
shout.
talking. Let's ask questions first before you answer.
Wait, because I had already started talking. That's not how you interrupt. Go through
Then
the
you
chair.
can talk to yourself if you don't want to
No,
ask
you see,
rebuttal.
let me finish. So this is what I was saying, my friend. Previously, ODM had been involved in so many violence situations, unlike other parties. So I believe,
Buru,
let me just finish my statement.
hold on.
Yes.
Maybe if he asks, you might find that whatever answers you're going to give, it's going also to respond to his question. There will be no value in you repeating the same thing that you can answer in one go. So can you just hold
but
on?
also it is not in order when I'm talking that he interrupts.
It's okay.
No,
I understand. Just allow him to ask, and
Even
then
me, you
then
asked me questions and I answered. I didn't
It's
feel
okay.
moody.
It's okay, Mburu. Just hold on. Okay, Wekesa, go ahead, ask your question, then Mburu can sum it up.
Yeah, Mburu should be free to answer questions. Me, I have been asked so many questions until I even didn't finish my submission, but I was okay to answer the questions. So my question is, based on your own narrative about backyard, there was violence that happened in this Kenya, and people lost lives. Even church was burned, and it was not backyard for Raila Odinga, but they carried that script even up to heck. They said it is him. So when it is happening in other people's backyard, it is still lumped on Raila Odinga. When it happens in Kondele, it's lumped on Raila Odinga. So why should even that which happened in Narumoro and Kendall, they say those people, because they have started working with Raila Odinga, they have borrowed that character. This zero sum about Raila and violence, it's complete nonsense. And there are people who are using it in Raila as a scapegoat. They do violence and they hide in the name of Raila Odinga, while Raila Odinga himself is not violent. So can we be serious?
What was your question?
And then
what is your question?
My question is on the issue you said about backyard. So can we say everybody's backyard?
What about backyard? What is the question?
Okay, has Ruto condemned anything that happened in his backyard? Has Uhuru Kenyatta condemned anything that happened in his backyard? Because these violence have happened in different areas. Or is it a different measure for Raila Odinga only?
Now, let me just finish my submission. It's okay, whatever you are saying, but my point was this. There has been a precedence which had been set before. And I'm not saying this with bad faith, but we have to be open and be logical and be open-minded to reason openly, even when you feel like what I'm saying, my submission is not so favorable with maybe what you'd like to hear. So this is what I'm saying.
When did Raila become violent before? Can you mention when Raila was violent?
Please.
Come on.
Can you let me finish what I'm saying?
I'm the one who asked you about the question about the backyard. You did not answer it. You're just dilly-dallying around.
No. What was the question? Maybe unless you don't know how to ask a question. What is your question?
What do you mean backyard?
You see now. You are not. I don't have to teach you what is a backyard. You can check from the dictionary. Right now, you are not debating. You are quarreling. I don't expect that.
It's okay, Mburu. Finish your answer.
You can check from the dictionary if you don't know. Anyway, I was saying this. I believe right now, Raila or the ODM has transformed and has changed, because even age comes with so many things. Age comes with more. Somebody becomes more calm. Somebody becomes more responsible. But now this is and this is what I liked about it. I'm not aware, because actually I'm not in Kenya, that Raila Odinga has come out and has condemned what happened. That is what I expect from all our leaders. If something happens from your side,
Now,
condemn
Mboro,
it.
Mboro,
Yes.
the Adams and others are raising a very valid point that I think you need to if you appreciate the value of history and historical development, you will appreciate that first of all, Mau Mau
yes
was proscribed as a terrorist group by the white man. Okay?
Yes.
So they said that the Mau Mau was a terrorist group. That's why they were trying to kill them. Okay? But later it emerged that Mau Mau was actually fighting for the independence of the country.
Yes.
Now, the same agitation for the multi-party democracy involved demonstrations, which was under the constitution, and it brought the new constitution, the multi-party democracy.
So it
those
depends.
who are enjoying, who are in the government by then, they proscribed those other people who are agitating as violent lovers.
Now,
so the same Raila you are
get,
condemning, the same Raila that you're trying to portray as someone who always likes violence.
You see what I've said.
You see, Mburu, such kind of argument.
Let us be on the same page.
Such kind of argument. Let me tell you something. Such kind of argument. Wait.
Let us be on the same page.
Hold on, Mburu.
On the same page.
Mburu asks people to listen, but for him, he can't listen.
Hold on, Mburu. Such kind of argument is normally progressed by the privileged, those who did not fight, those who did not understand what it means to fight for independence, those who did not know what it meant to fight for the constitution, those who thought that any kind of demonstration, which is assured in the constitution, is violence.
This was my point. And I think you people are taking my point out of proportion. And even the others, because
hold on.
This was my point.
The statement
my point
that you have said. Wait, Mburu.
Yes.
The statement that you have said that Raila and ODM supporters have shunned violence
previously. Is it true? Is it true or false?
What was it? Was it what they did, or was it the cause? What was the cause?
No, I'm saying this. Previously,
what was the cause? What was the cause?
Previously, which party has been involved with most violence in Kenya? Is it not ODM?
No, the government.
That was my point.
The government has committed violence against people.
Because now my point was because of the previous.
You keep saying my point is my point was my point was. You are not saying any point, my friend.
People are judging.
I know you don't like to hear this. Had violence. For Kenya had violence. You don't have history of Kenya.
People are judging.
You are not saying any point. You don't have any point.
I know you don't want to hear that. But anyway, we can proceed. You can go to another point.
Because you are lying, we can't leave you lying on the public TV.
The truth is, you have heard me, I have heard you, and the point is.
So let me ask you. Okay, Guru, let me ask you. Mungiki ilitoka wapi? Mungiki, was it an ODM thing?
Your question is suffering from lack of focus and particularity.
I know you can't answer that. But Mungiki has been a political tool. It has never been an ODM thing. You know it.
It has never been. It has
because
never been
you don't want us to dig history. We can dig it. If you want us to dig history, we can.
If you talk of Mungiki, do you know Maina Jenga, the leader of Mungiki, has been supporting Raila?
No, it doesn't begin with Maina Jenga. Mungiki has a long history. You kindly don't. In fact,
Jenga has
from
always been
the days of
Jesh supporter.
The days called Jesh Lamze.
Mburu, Jeff Mburu. No. Mr. Jeff Mburu. Mr. Jeff Mburu, I think the problem you have is we are discussing Raila and you keep on saying Raila. That is the person you hate. I don't know about the Raila.
Okay, Guru, now can you also listen to people? Guru, you have contributed to us. Can you also listen to people? This party called for Tiasili, Kina Matibas, when that time they were agitating, you know that time there was no media. We could only hear this fracas on BBC. Maybe when na BBC, you could go and hear what happened at Kamkunji and whatever. Those were days of Kina Matiba, and the violence was meted against them. Now that was Fort Asili, kulikuwa na Fort Kenya, kulikuwa na DB. So you can't tell us those parties loved violence. Those guys were agitating for democracy, and KANU meted violence against those people. So if you just want to come up with blanket condemnation and say that opposition loves violence, they were tear gassed, yes. But those days, even KANU could not show it. You could only see it on VOK. You could only see it on BBC.
Do you understand? Do you understand
and then another thing.
No,
wait, Buru, wait. Another thing about you, you are being selective with the interpretation of constitution.
I am not selective. I love the truth.
You are not listening.
You are economical with truth. You are economical with truth that favors you.
Buru, you are not listening.
You are educated dwarf.
Mburu, you have a selective reasoning. I think you just need.
Mburu, you are not listening.
To you.
I'm listening to you. Talk, just talk.
Okay, I'm saying
and
this.
Also, you should tell those people who are using abusive language that is not expected for people like you.
Yeah. Hold on, Adam.
That's not good.
Hold on.
You have some manners.
Yeah,
have
it's okay.
Some discipline.
It's okay, Mburu. Now,
your argument is
Adam, cool down. Mburu.
Yes.
I think it's fair that even as we are progressing our argument, to appreciate, not to be selective in how we prosecute our side. I've just given you a history so that you can think about it. Mau Mau was first proscribed as a terror group. What does that tell you? Now, for someone who was on the other side, would have said that this was a violent group. But because of their action, Kenya got independence. Now, because of the activity, the constitution later, it assures every citizen a right to picket. It is in the constitution. So when you picket and the government of the day meets violence on you, now you are condemned that you are violent. Mburu, that's selective.
Now listen.
So that's a narrative. That's a narrative that has been created over time, and I don't expect someone like you who appreciates the constitution. You have said you are outside the country.
You see. Okay, listen. Listen now. You know this is a good debate. This is a good debate. And I see your guys don't want to hear. They don't want to hear when I'm talking. Can you keep quiet now? Listen now.
Let me make
I was
Mburu, you are supposed to go back and learn about.
You
are supposed to go back and read about history of Kenya. You seem to be out of your mind.
You people are talking. You people are talking, but you don't want to hear anything that is contrary to what you want
because
to
what
hear.
you are saying, it doesn't. What you said,
you see, I might not be a supporter. I might not be a supporter.
We are not talking about supporting. We are talking the truth.
Which truth? I was asking a question.
Mburu, what's your point?
Keep quiet.
Go ahead.
I'll give you my point. Keep quiet.
Go ahead, Mburu.
Now this. Keep quiet. Are you not able to keep quiet even for a minute?
Mburu, talk. Yeah.
This was my point. Somebody asked why is Raila Odinga being treated in an extraordinary way when something happens. I was just answering a question. And I said it is because of the previous presidents. What is wrong with that? And now my point was, Raila is supposed now to come out and deal with the presidents and tell people what was happening. I was fighting for this and this. And now, because now I'm in the government, don't perceive me as the person you saw as somebody who is violent. I'm a different person.
Wrong. He is not in the government. Which government?
Who told you he is not?
He is not.
Boro, you are making a point that is also not right. Why should Raila come?
The government than the deputy president.
Was Kenyatta violent or not? Mburu. Kenyatta, the founding father, was he violent or not?
I know, yes, you are supporters of Odinga.
You need to come out of Somalia.
Be willing to listen to contrary opinion. That is how you become educated and
No, you
knowledgeable.
put your questions not right, Mburu. You have to shape up. You are
The
somebody who is
previous,
educated.
the previous presidents is
Boro,
what is
Boro,
affecting
Boro,
Raila
Boro,
Odinga, and
Boro,
everybody agrees with
Boro,
you,
Boro, Boro,
except you.
listen. Boro, listen.
I don't agree with you.
Boro,
You don't
listen.
have to.
Boro, listen.
I have to.
You
You don't have to.
you don't have to change. You don't have to change history so that it can suit you. Raila owes no one an apology for coming out and agitating for rights of the country. In fact, the government owes the people they killed an apology. They killed people. They
Did
killed
he
people.
hear the confession of? Did he hear the confession of the central people themselves? Some of these things we were just making Raila a bit more.
So when Mburu stands here, Mburu, if you are away, if you're outside the country, you should think like
we
someone
are
who is outside the
demonizing
country.
Raila.
Mr. Mburu,
You know,
Mr.
I
Temba,
follow
in South Africa,
when I hear somebody here trying to teach me history. Let me tell you, I am qualified to be a history lecturer, my friend.
No, you are not qualified. According to your argument, you are not qualified.
No, the way you are talking, you are actually
I know the point. You know, I know the point.
Mr. Mburu, you are a lecturer. You are a lecturer, but you are
I know
reasoning
the
like a
point I'm
kindergarten
raising
teacher.
is against. You feel like I am campaigning your candidate. That's why you feel agitated. But if you can give yourself just a little, time, calm down, reason, you will understand what I've said. And
you have a right, Buru, you have a right to your opinion, but not your own facts. You cannot change facts.
The fact is, the previous precedents that Raila and ODM had set is what is affecting him today.
Which president? Which president? The government of the day was meeting violence on its own people.
Even the things he has not done, people think he has done them. Why?
Do you see why you come wrong? Do you see why things that you are not well educated? You are supposed to go back and read the history of Kenya. Men, Matiba, and the other people were beaten during my days. People died when they are agitating for the constitution. Now we are coming here. Can you say those people? Can you say those people were violent?
What do you know about my education?
What do you know?
Anyway, it's okay.
Is that what you have come to talk here?
Buru, thank you. Now,
is that what we have come to talk here? Have you come to discuss my education? Tell me then.
We don't care
Tell
about
me
your
about my education.
What did you go to school anyway? We don't care about your education.
It's okay. Let's let it rest. Let's let it rest. It's okay, Adam.
You see, I am not a slave. I am not a slave to any candidate. I speak independently.
Buru, is it okay to listen?
Also tell that guy to keep quiet.
Okay, you guys be quiet now. We've had enough. I mean, we have made the point. So let's move on. It's okay, Adams. It's okay, Buru.
Is reasoning
No, it's okay, Adams. No, it's okay. Let's let it rest. Let's let it rest. Thank you, Mulumbu, kindly.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Though I came late when you guys have already started, but according to what I saw in Kisumu, I can talk about it. But when I talk about it, I can't talk about it. The other people that are bending on the other side, because I grew from since 70s until now. So I've seen how Kenya, it was with the Kenyatta, Moi came in, and then Moi left, Kibaki came in, and then now it's Ruto. But when somebody comes here and you say that Raila is the one who organized the violence, I don't see it's right.
Dispense your point. Dispense your point. Stop mixing us and taking us back. Dispense your point. It's time to give your point, not someone's point.
Do you want me to continue or not?
Unless you have nothing to tell us, you give your points, your submission. Why are you picking on someone's point?
He has a right of response.
The time you are talking, did I stop you to talk?
Mulumbu, continue. You see, you are always moody.
I know that. So, to me,
Who is not moving the way mnashangilia watu wengine hapo?
Because you are thinking always is always minus. That's why.
No, that is wrong. That is poor reasoning.
Then he keep quiet. Let me talk, man. You did your submission. I didn't stop you.
It's okay.
Yes.
Take your time, Lumba, and talk. They have talked 2 hours here. We have been listening.
So what happened to Kisumu, what I saw, it was not right. Because during this time of election, and we know this is what Raila fought for, Adi Matiba fought for, Rubia fought for, Shikuku fought for freedom of speech, freedom of expressing yourself. So if it's during this time of election or electioneer, people should go around and campaign everywhere. And then the people themselves, they'll decide. But we have a problem here. A problem is what this kind of UDA started by handout. If you start this thing of handout, it will always bring chaos. Why should you go around giving people handout? Huh? If you see everywhere, when you go in Western, you saw people slapping other guys on their backs because it was because of a handout. When you go to Mombasa, it was because of handout. So what I would like to advise these UDA people, please go somewhere, sell your manifesto, tell the people what you are going to do with the bottom up. Don't start doing people with the money. Because these people, you give the money and the money does not reach these people. And where there is some hooligans, they'll fight. And then after fighting, you carry your problem to the leader. Kwani Raila alikuwa Kisumu akiorganize that ini. That ikifanyika namna hiyo, the kazi yafaa iwe kwa polisi. Polisi ndio washughulikie ni watu gani walifanya hiyo makosa, wawekwe ndani kama wale walifanya Busia. Wawekwe ndani. Nani aliorganize? What happened? Isitoshe polisi ametokea akasema ya kwamba matatizo ilikuwa ni hii na hii, na waliambia mzee yule hapa kuna shida, na shida yeye mwenyewe ndiye amecreate kupeana pesa na wengine wamekula, washakula, wengine wanajitate. Yeye hakusikia na ndio imetokea. How can you get that problem kupeleka kwa leader? Na leader mwenyewe amekaa pale akaongea kwamba in this country, this is what we are fighting for, everybody should campaign anywhere in the country. Basi ikifika time watu waamue. Basi mtu anakuja hapa ana brand mzee atakuwa ni mtu violent, which means you people were happy during 2017 when people were killed by the government. By the day it was happy for you. Hamuoni watu wali lose life, people are still suffering till today. So you brand somebody, ametoka huko mbele, amenyamaza, sema this time we don't want violence. Bado una brand somebody. Hey guys, you style up, man. Mkija hapa, try to educate people. Let's talk something that can help people. You guys, hata kama mpewa pesa, ngojeni mumalize kama washatoka wameenda mngangane huko. But we should not fight na mpige msafara wa dupit. It shows a bad image. Now whoever is did that is supposed to be taken action. Watupwe ndani. Because we don't need this kind of hooliganism. We need our country to expand. Iwe nchi ambao hii vitu ambao mnaona vinafanywa hii ndio inaleta nchi huku nje zinaungua. For example, Ethiopia hapa. Ukiongea vile Mbura anavyoongea hapa, hii ndio inaletanga shida hiyo. Badala tutakuliwa ambie bro, we are now about this. We should not do this. Thank you.
Watu walilala?
Naona watu wamezima.
Haya basi. Wacha tuzime kwa leo, tukutane kesho majaliwa.
Unajua ukweli kusemwa, watu wanakimbianga mbio.
Okay, sawa. Thank you so much for those who are watching. We really appreciate you. Kindly continue liking and subscribing to Motembei TV. Whatever has been shared here is individual opinion, and we really appreciate for all those who have come in. Thank you, Asilitu TV, Douglas Kinyo, Fred Kui, Uma Ondiek, Nyags Bands, and all the rest. Kindly keep it locked here again. We meet here tomorrow for another moment of... tomorrow we are having two debaters, that is Wekesa and Deto, that is ODM and UDA, coming in to give us some highlights on several things. So let's keep it locked here tomorrow, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Kenyan time. See you tomorrow. Adios. Kwaherini. Asante sana Mulumbu. Kwaheri. David, kwaheri.
Thank you.
All right.